Let's go. Lighten some up. Got a little Gary Payton on deck. You heard? Got some Gary Payton on deck. Live stream going on tonight. What's popping? Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday night. We got some crazy hip hop news to talk about tonight, you guys. We got some shit to talk about tonight. Need everybody to hit that like button. I need everybody to hit that like button. Need everybody to share this video. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star. We have got some things to talk about, man. What up, Big Swift? What up, Christian? Appreciate you guys for tapping in tonight. Appreciate everybody for liking and sharing this video. Couple different things we have to discuss tonight. Wack 100 speaking on Snoop Dogg acquiring Death Row Records. That's right. Wack had some interesting things to say about Snoop Dogg taking over Death Row. 717, what up, Shelton? What's popping with you, man? Detroit's in here. Major salute to Detroit tapping in. Buffalo 716, you already know. Steven Rivera, appreciate you for tapping in, man. We got some shit to talk about tonight. Kodak Black is going through it. You know what I mean? And it's not in Hollywood, Florida, you guys. It's not in Hallandale. It's not in Pompano Beach. You know what I'm saying? It's not in Hialeah. It's not going down in Florida. It's actually going down in California. You know what I mean? The West Coast. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to talk about it. Maybe Kodak Black, he might have done some things to ruffle a few feathers over there. What's going on with you, Marcus? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Hip hop is going crazy tonight. Got a few things to talk about, man. Got a few things to talk about tonight, man. I'm very, very excited for tonight's show. But it's crazy because I didn't expect to be coming on here and talking about this situation with Kodak. The other night the news broke, or it happened at like 2:45 in the morning. So the news broke that Kodak Black was involved in a scuffle. He was involved in a situation, you know what I mean? And being who Kodak is, the super gremlin, I could expect that from him. I mean, we've seen other rappers in the height of, at the height of their career actually get involved in fights before. So this really isn't something that's all too new. You know what I'm saying? Ramir Burns, appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. That is love. Wanda's son, appreciate you for tapping in. I'm actually smoking on some Gary Payton tonight. That's right. I got the Gary Payton in the house tonight. Let's check it out. Check it out. Let me get that right. Gary Payton, y'all. Mikey T is smoking good. Got a couple different topics to speak on tonight, you guys. We ain't going with no cap. We're not doing no cap tonight. We're not putting any filter on it tonight. This is an uncensored podcast, y'all. This is an uncensored podcast. So we're talking about what happened with Kodak Black. You know what I mean? Kodak Black has some balls. I'll give it to him. Kodak Black put up or shut up. I saw him in the video. I think everybody in here saw Kodak Black in the video throwing hands. You know what I mean? And we saw it up close. We saw it up close. Kodak Black is no chump when it comes to that shit, man. What's up, Scuzzy? What's popping with you, man? Appreciate everybody tapping in tonight. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, share this video. When I say share this video, I mean share it with your friends on social media, share it on Twitter. If you be on there tweeting, share it on your story on Instagram. Show some love to the channel, y'all. We're building, man. We're on our way up. We're on our way to the top of the game, though. I'll tell you that much. I have a new interview I shot this week with Bazaar that I'm really proud of. Can't wait. Can't wait. JAR, what's popping with you, man? What is good? I'm just chilling, smoking on here tonight to report the news. You know, Kodak Black got involved in some shit. Also, Snoop Dogg is really making all the news right now with the new acquiring of Death Row. You know what I'm saying? Death Row is back in good hands. Also, we're gonna, as well as Wack 100 commenting on Death Row, we're gonna have to also speak on Suge Knight's own son. That's right, you guys. Suge Knight's son actually speaking on Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Uptown, appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Got a couple dope topics, man. We got a couple dope topics to speak on, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star. You already know how it goes, though, man. We be staying live on this shit every night. We cover all the news that comes in, whether it's controversial, whether you know what I mean, whether it's a tearjerker or whether it's some fun-loving shit. We cover all the news on this channel, you guys. That's sort of what my brand has adapted to. You know what I mean? That's sort of what we have adapted to from getting all of the news from the hip hop artists themselves. You know, the world has kind of gone corporate a little bit. You know what I mean? So you got to move with the times. I'm just saying. Kevin Rodriguez was popping. I appreciate you for tapping in. Oh yeah, you know we got a couple guests popping in tonight, Kev. You know, it wouldn't be a dope podcast without a couple guests popping in. So I'm gonna leave you in suspense. I'll leave you in suspense. But like I said, man, stay tuned for a great show. Joseph, what's popping, man? Canada is in the building. Canada's in the building. My dude, Canada Dry, is in the building. Major salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in on the shows and showing love. Um, Everybody, let me know what city you're tapping in from or what country. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know, the support is stretching pretty long nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what country you're tapping in from or what city and state. Let me know what strand you're smoking, guys. I'm getting the show started off with a little bit of Gary Payton. A little bit of Gary Payton, you guys. My guy Schizo is in the building. Salute to your brother. So that means West Virginia's in the building. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. R.I.P. BTY Youngin. You know, yeah, Baton Rouge, man. I remember Young Thug said he was going to do a show out in that area, and it didn't go too well. I think he got booed out there. Major birthday shout out to Big Swift. He's on that good gas and some Jim Beam. Let me tell you, man, Jim Beam will put you on your ass. Detroit, Michigan in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Detroit, what up? Major salute to Royce the 5'9", who gave me an incredible interview. And also, I just did an interview with Bizarre. So look forward to seeing that dropping this week. Whole bunch of shit I just did. I just did an interview with South Strip from Florida, a dope ass new group. And I just did an interview with OTF, former recording artist, Q Life. Yep. My guy says, my dude, Mr. Uptown up in here. He said he's smoking on that new Eat a Booty Gang. Fire, bro. Hey, man. I'm not going to comment there. You know what I mean? This isn't the place. This isn't the platform for me to comment on there. Maybe when I go on to Angela Yee's, you know what I mean? Angela Yee's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get into that. But honestly, on here, you know, I don't think that's the place for that. But lip service with Angela Yee, yeah, we can do it then. You know what I mean? We can do it when we're on with lip service. And y'all better be tuned in when I'm on lip service too, man. Schizo said he's smoking on that gelato and Skittles. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. I've never really got a good batch of Skittles, man. I've never really gotten a good batch of Skittles. They don't sell them anywhere around here, man. Haven't really ever gotten it. I had it one time in a vape pen. Um, Hell yeah, it's all love every time you tap in, Mr. Uptown. I need everybody to share this video. We have some shit to talk about tonight. Kodak Black apparently got grazed. You know what I mean? 24-year-old Kodak Black. More importantly than that, more importantly than his age, though, you guys, Kodak Black, who was just released from the federal penitentiary. Now, there's situations that happen, where artists get involved in some shit and then they get locked up because they're on probation or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they're on probation or they're not supposed to, they just get tied up and then they get thrown back in jail for another 6, 7, 9 months on the violation. I don't know where Kodak Black is with all that. His situation in South Carolina has been finished. The joint where he was facing 30 years. He got out of the feds with no probation, I want to say. I mean, I don't get why he's smoking all the black and milds. Is Kodak Black back on the weed, you guys? Yo, 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 what's going? Capital third letter C. My dude is in the building. Chris Meza, Portland, Oregon in the building. That's love, man. That's love. Hell yeah. Major salute to Portland, Oregon. I need everybody to share this video. When I say share the video, I mean on your social media platforms. Put it in your Instagram story, put it in your Twitter or your Facebook, any of those joints, man. Brick City, Jersey in the building. Always good to have some Jersey love up in here, man. Mikey T, long time. What's good? Well, I'm just on here tonight reporting the news. That's what we got to do. We got to talk about Kodak Black getting into this huge fight. I mean, this is not in an area like where we saw another rapper get in a fight in California at an airport where obviously people aren't going to draw up and stare. Cheap shout out to my brother Jeremiah Kipp's film he's working on. But yeah, but that's at an airport. This was at a club. This was outside of a club where no holds are barred. No pun intended. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Joseph. Thanks for tapping in tonight, man. We got some dope topics to speak on tonight, man. So that's one of the reasons that the show is enjoyable. Tyson Garcia in the building saying that Kodak is on more than weed. Yo, well, I mean, he has a song where he's saying, I knew the perk was fake and I still ate it. You know what I mean? He's doing shit like that on records, you guys. And let me tell you, man, I remember a time when I ate a Perk 10 and I ate 2 Vike 5s, right? I ate these 2 Vike 5s and I was, were they Vike 5s? Or was it a Perk 5? It was one or the other, right? But I had the 2 Vikes and then I had a Perk and I ate it. And that shit just had me like slumped. And that shit is no fun. That maybe it's because I don't do it like these guys, but I remember going out to a party and I did that. Not a party. We went out to a bar and I did that shit and I was just slumped. Everyone was like, damn, Mikey T's off the weed. I was like, man, this shit is just no fun. So to be taking a perk that's fake, you know what I mean? And we all know what happened with like Little Peep and shit like that. We know what's going on right now in America. It's like, man, if you know the shit, but I think it's just for a song, you guys. That's just for a song, just to be honest with y'all. My man, Mr. Uptown said, I'm off a perk 30 right now. So are you sort of acting like this? Like you're all just like slumped out a little bit? You know what I mean? Because I remember I was just chain smoking blunts that one night and it was just really shitty. But like I said, I had a shitty lean story as well. You know what I mean? On New Year's when I drank too much lean and I was literally leaning like the Eiffel Tower. Shit was no fun. Nafaru, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Been a little minute. He says Kodak Black's security was not on point. Yeah, man. If you're going to a big party, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to a big party with the likes of Toby Maguire there, Toby Maguire, the guy who played Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? Nah, if you're going to a party with the guy that was in Titanic, you know what I mean? The movie that was #1 at the box office for like 20 something weeks, maybe more. Like, you need to be situated when it comes to your security. You know what I mean? Kodak Black is there talking to the who's who of hip hop. He's there with Gunna. He's there talking to Little Baby. You know what I mean? There's big opportunities that could pop up for him at a situation. And he doesn't have the time, or he shouldn't have the time, to be going out there and throwing hands with somebody in a parking lot. You know what I mean? To be throwing hands like he's a regular person outside of Cameo. I've been to clubs. I see dudes throwing hands at clubs. It's never the celebrities. You know what I mean? It's never the celebrities. when the celebrities leave the nightclub, they are gone. Now, I could understand if Kodak Black was out there taking pictures with the fans or maybe planning some shit, whatever. You know what I mean? Tyson says Kodak is not getting invited anymore. Yeah, Justin Bieber actually just jumped on, was it Soldier Boy's television show on Revolt? I guess Soldier Boy either that or yeah, it must have been, because Justin Bieber was just talking about how Soldier Boy kept it real with him from the gate. You know what I mean? And now you have a situation like this pop up, right? Like, how many more times is Justin Bieber really going to invite the super gremlin? Justin Bieber's going to be, Justin Bieber's a cool cat too, you guys. He was out in Miami at the same time as me and shit, driving up Lambos and shit. But Justin Bieber's going to be putting together the guest list, and one of the people are going to be like, do you really want to invite the super gremlin? And then you got people like Drake who are there. And you got your peers in the music industry are there, and this whole melee pops off more than likely because of you. You got to be wondering, you guys, is Drake like, damn, this would have never happened, you know what I mean, if Kodak Black wasn't here. Kodak Black is kind of putting celebrities in a tight position with what he's doing. You know what I mean? Bringing this type of activity to their event. You know what I mean? Now, whether it was people that were there and saw him and then it sparked off like that, or if it was people directly targeting him, we don't know that information. You know what I mean? But what we do know is the trail that Kodak Black has been leaving for the last few years. Kodak has been leaving quite a trail when it's come to, distasteful comments, for whatever section of the country it's from. You know what I mean? Whatever people Kodak Black is dissing. Let me see. Yo, Joseph, appreciate you, man. Toronto's in the building. Sean, Bag Life in the building. Everybody do me a favor, share this video. Hit that share button. Also hit that like button. Appreciate everybody tapping in tonight. I always say we got to tap in during the unfortunate situations. We got to tap in during those tear jerkers, and we got to tap in when it's joy, when it's joyful. You know what I mean? That's what the news is about, and that's what I'm trying to bring to this hip hop community that we've created. Some of the most consistent news. You know what I'm saying? That's really why I got involved with this shit in the first place, to bridge that gap to the people who didn't know enough about their fans. Tyson says, does Kodak got an album coming out? Well, yes, he does. Kodak Black has 2 albums coming out. He has one coming out right about now, if it's not already released, and he has one coming out in August. I remember I was reading about his new album, and he had some single that he wanted to hold off on. If somebody in the chat could say it so I don't have to go search for it. But he had a single that he wanted to hold off on for his album in August. And if that single is actually going to be something that's going to hit majorly, he might as well hold off on it, because he's already got the momentum right now. Kodak's got the momentum where he's going to come out and he's probably going to do some NBA Youngboy numbers, little Dirk numbers. Kodak usually comes out and does about 70,000 first week. But Kodak really seemed like he had his head on his shoulders, and then we keep hearing about all these situations. You know what I mean? We keep hearing about all this shit. He's getting arrested for being places that he's not supposed to be. And even though he's doing a great thing, he's putting in great effort to, do things for the community, at a certain point, you got to take yourself out of being put in jeopardy, man. New Year's Eve, I guess he got arrested for going to that community that he wasn't supposed to be at. It's like, come on, Kodak. Kodak, certain places you don't need to be right now. Everybody, Kodak Black on any given Sunday is worth $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Kodak Black is worth that much money every single day of the week. Like, he's really got to take this as a lesson right now. That's what I'm wondering. Like, is it really going to take him getting grazed, You know, he got into this whole melee. He looked like he was invincible. But then once those shots went off, allegedly, apparently it was 10. I didn't count them, but it's being counted off as 10 shots. I saw what Kodak's first reaction was. He broke off. He broke off to make sure that he wasn't going to be getting hit from that shit, you know? Just crazy because his reaction right before that was swinging. You know what I mean? He was swinging right before that. It showed me something about Kodak Black. You know what I mean? Kodak Black really doesn't see the opportunity that he just got. Why? Because in reality, he was only serving a 3.5 year bid. Kodak Black was only serving 3.5 years in the feds that was commuted, and he served half of his time. He was going to come out and beat that case in South Carolina, regardless of what specific reason they beat the case. You know, charges were reduced, whatever. You know, so Kodak Black actually just got let out about half of his time coming out, and he's a complete wild boy. You know what I mean? He's a complete wild boy going to McDonald's. I'm pretty sure you can Uber Eats McDonald's. There is no experience that comes from going to a drive-through at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? There is literally no experience that you get. It's not like you're like a celebrity. Say you're like Drake and you're like, "Yo, man, I just want to be normal. I want to get that experience that a normal dude gets from going to a McDonald's drive-through." No, that's not a thing. So you Uber Eats when it comes to that. But in general, man, Kodak Black should really be eating better than that anyways. So I don't know why he's getting tied up in these situations. He brought all the air conditioners to that community and they had a problem with it. He returned to the community. He got arrested. A proper something proper wasn't sent to him, so they got out of it. Is Kodak Black tied up in something else right now? Because I know when my dude Trigger Ock, who's doing phenomenal with G Unit and 50 Cent right now. I remember when he got involved with a situation like this, involved in a shooting, he got thrown in jail for 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And salute to Trigger Ock, man. He's really doing his thing. He has a new video with DNA. Yeah, he's killing the shit right now, man. I should put that link up so everybody can see it, man. Let me go grab that shit for y'all while I'm talking about this. But I'm just hoping that this doesn't get Kodak Black caught up. You know, Kodak was transported to the hospital. Only a graze to the knee, a shot to the knee. I'm not really too sure at this point, but what I do know is that it is not life-threatening. We've seen a lot of situations like this in recent history. You know what I mean? Benny the Butcher, Boosie, two major performing artists. You know, that's why it's similar to Kodak. You know, your legs are an important part of your body. You know, I mean, my dad was in a wheelchair my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But still, when you're a performer, my dad was a fireman before that. But when you're a performer, you need your legs. I know Boosie had a show. Yeah, he had a show. He got mad bands for a show. People I've known people to spend 30, 40,000 on a Boosie show. So Boosie showed up to his first show in a wheelchair, you guys. He showed up in a wheelchair. Benny the Butcher has done several videos, you know, talking about how he still didn't feel the same in his leg after months. So that's another consideration that I'm thinking about when it comes to this. Kodak Black, you know, he's a major touring artist. Like how this can affect him, man. Let me see. Tyson says he needs to grow up and act like an adult. That might be in regard to the comments I was making about McDonald's. I'm just kidding. But no, you're right. Kodak Black does need to grow up and act like an adult and realize that he is a major breadwinner. You know, I'm not too familiar with Kodak Black's situation when it comes to, you know, having children and all that. I'm not too familiar with all that, you know, so that's why you look at other people like, say, Little Dirk, and you see how he has matured since having kids. You know what I mean? or he'd had kids pretty much his whole industry run, but you could see how that actually matures an artist and makes them want to put their money in a good spot, so that's one thing I can say about that. So Kodak is just young, wild, and free right now. He's just young, wild, and free, living it up in the game. He's getting the opportunity to be around the who's who of Hollywood right now, you guys. So I just don't want to see him make that opportunity blow up in his own face, because when you're around people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire and who else was there, you guys? I mean, shit, everybody must have been there. Justin Bieber, it's Justin Bieber's after party. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are out front politicking. They done showed their face out front, right? They're with the cars and all that. They think everything is sweet. Nah, you need to do that shit inside. You need to do that shit inside the event because you're at an event right now where you need to be on a list to be there. You're going to a private event with a members only list, and now you're outside politicking. I know damn well they were smoking weed in the event. I know damn well they had all the space they needed in the event. You know what I mean? So there's really no excuse for that. Kodak Black needs to be more in the mind of trying to build his music career. I understand Super Gremlin's all over the place. You know what I mean? I understand Super Gremlin is doing its thing. You know what I mean? Canada holds it down, baby. Capital third letter C says, people are hungry out there. People are hungry out here. Excuse me. These rappers be from the streets. They should know to stay on point and have their security in place. Yeah, I cannot believe, bro. I cannot believe that going to an event like this, first of all, anybody that gets invited to the event, aside from some models, less famous models or just girls, I would assume that anybody who is anybody at this event would have security. Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, little baby. You know what I'm saying? You better have security. You're wearing $500,000 on your neck, if not more. But Kodak Black is cool. You know what I mean? Kodak Black is cool. You know what I'm saying? He's the super gremlin. So he's outside. I seen him. I seen the video that was on TMZ. Looking mad cool. You know what I mean? Chilling, homies. They're all out there doing their thing. You could tell money was over there. But I mean, how big is the money over there when you got money over here like Drake and money over here like Leonardo DiCaprio? I'm talking about $20 million of film. You know what I mean? Kind of humble yourself. You got to humble yourself in that situation, man. You got to realize the opportunity that you're getting. You're getting to be around the A-list of celebrity. Kodak Black is getting the opportunity to be an A-list rapper, just like Chief Keef did. Just like Chief Keef did. Notice the words just like. Because Chief Keef got that opportunity. You know what I mean? Even though he probably isn't as talented as Little Durk. You know what I'm saying? But they tried to bring him in. 50 Cent, Wiz, Ross, Jeezy, all on it, French Montana, all on his first album. Yo, King Brahmer, what's poppin'? 704, what's good, man? Big Swift, what's goody, man? Appreciate everybody tapping in, man. We got a couple dope topics to speak on tonight. Really just getting started here with Kodak Black. Can I call him Kodak Blizzy? Kodak Blizzy? Is that cool, you guys? Is that cool with everybody if I call him Kodak Blizzy? Now, I did run into Kodak Black when I was in Miami, Florida at Circle House. He's a busy dude. What can I say? He's a busy dude. He's a busy dude that didn't know how to work the gate. I mean, that's how superstars be. I'm not going to lie. I've probably had the same problems with that gate. That just shows you celebrities have the same issues as us. Jennifer Strickland, appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Major love on that. Yo, Juan, yo, Dad, what's popping, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. We got a couple topics to speak on, man. We got this whole crazy ass Kodak Black situation. And then we've got the whole situation with Snoop Dogg taking over Death Row Records, baby. And you guys know I'm looking for my chain, so we're talking about it. I'm looking for my death row chain, so we're talking about it, man. You know, there's a lot of information that was sort of released about Death Row. I mean, Snoop Dogg has a new product out where he's repping Death Row Records. Wack 100 is also speaking on Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg taking it over, and even Suge Knight's son. Suge Knight's son is also speaking on Death Row, you guys. Snoop Dogg, what he tried to do with him a few years ago. Yeah, we're going to tap in on all of that tonight. We're going to tap in on all of that tonight, you guys. I am hyped for tonight's show. I am extremely hyped for tonight's show, you guys. Although, you know, the bad always has to come with the good in this game. But, you know, in this game, we have to cover it all. In this game, we got to cover it all. Just to respect that, you know, whatever the hell's going on, you know. That's how we do on this channel, man. I'm just keeping it real too. I'm just keeping it real when it comes to situations like Kodak Black going through all this in front of somebody like Drake. I'm just keeping it real in that type of situation when I'm talking about that, man. From what I've seen in the industry for the past 30 years, maybe I could say 25 years. You know what I mean? Because we've all been sitting here, we've been witnessing it. Some of these guys are younger than us. You know what I mean? Some of these guys were born in like 1995, 1996 and shit like that. That's right around when Kodak Black was born and shit. Oh shit. Juan knew we were going to be talking about this tonight on the channel. Well, damn, I appreciate you for tapping in then on the real. You know how we do things over here, man. You know how we do things over here. We got to cover all the topics that are going on in hip hop, just like Snoop Dogg taking over Death Row. You know what I mean? Everything is sort of come first full circle. I mean, if you ask me, guys, I honestly think that this is going to give Snoop Dogg an opportunity to really run a record label. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg really never got the chance to do a record label. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it doesn't really seem like it to me. It doesn't really seem like it to me. Snoop Dogg has really always been an artist that has moved from label to label, and then when he would move from label to label, he would sign as an artist because Snoop was really the hottest commodity. You know what I mean? When it comes to a label wanting to work with Snoop, they're probably more than likely times out of 10 always talking about a Snoop Dogg album. They're like, so Snoop, that sounds good, doggy style records and all that, you know. But what about the next Snoop Dogg album? Can we do something here? And that's why we got Ego Tripping. And that's why you know what I mean? That's why we got all these different albums like that. William Lopez in the building. He said, "What's good, Mikey? Nothing but love over here, brother. Keep doing your thing all the way from Philly. Snoop deserves it. He put that work in, and that song with him and Nas is fire." Well, thank you. I appreciate you for tapping in, man. I definitely appreciate you for tapping in, bro. That new Nas song and Snoop Dogg is actually called Conflicted. If anybody wants to check it out. If anybody hasn't heard it yet, Nas and Snoop Dogg featuring Nas, Conflicted. Everybody check that shit out, man. Sorry about that, y'all. Hit that like button if you mess with me. Everybody share this video. Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. see. Let me see. Jennifer says Snoop has skills, period, in the industry and business. But yes, huge move. Yeah, Snoop's business game is out of this world, from getting involved to different movies, to even probably doing some commercials that probably paid just as much as some of those movies he did. Snoop Dogg is he's no young pup when it comes to this shit, man. He's really made his way around in the industry. Justin the Alpha, appreciate you for tapping in tonight, man. Damn, I dropped my Dutches. Nope, there's no more Dutches in here. I got a pack right here, though. We're on them Dutches, baby. Jennifer, appreciate you. Yeah, Kodak is a straight gangster. I'll agree with that, man. Master P gave him the blueprint. Frank, what up? What up? What up? You're Mikey T. What up? What's popping with you, Frank? Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. Jeff Bezos. Did I say that right? Jeff $1 billion Bezos. Let me see. Snoop said he got the game from Master P. Snoop said he got the game from Master P. He said he ain't know the biz or make money till No Limit. Well, we all know that when Snoop Dogg made his way over to No Limit, he didn't have no problems with Suge Knight. He didn't have no problems whatsoever with Suge Knight when he made his way over to No Limit. That have something to do with the business acumen of Master P. I don't really know. Did Master P have to call Suge and be like, yo, you're going to step off this? I don't really know. I haven't heard anybody really ask Master P that in an interview. Has anybody asked Master P that in an interview? I would like to know. Jeff wanted to turn up with the celebrity. I don't blame Jeff Bezos for wanting to turn up with the celebrities, man. You know what I'm saying? Jeff Bezos probably has several large properties, you know what I mean, where he would be interested in bringing celebrities. So he's got to mingle to get his guest list up to par. You know what I mean? He's got to do a little bit of mingling. And it seems like people love to mingle. It seems like at these Justin Bieber parties, you're really mingling around some of the top A-list celebrities out there. It's like you look around, you know what I mean? And you're just looking and seeing another celebrity at a Justin Bieber party. Let me see. William the Bear Williams says, everybody knows that Kodak is a star and jealous one's envy. Now, yes, we do know Kodak Black. We do know Kodak Black is a star. There's no question about that, bro. There's absolutely no question about Kodak Black being a star. There's no question that Chief Keef is a star. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about that. But there's a whole nother level to make it to. Kodak Black, if he could really just pull in the reins a little bit, if he could just tighten up a little bit, sort of like how 50 did, you know what I mean? 50 had to tighten up the reins a little bit on all that gangsta shit. You know what I mean? He had to sort of cool it a little bit on all that shit, And look how far he's gone. Look at all the people that don't mind being around 50 Cent. Incidents like this, it's not going to make anybody want to be around Kodak Black. It's not going to make any of the promoters acceptable to him even being around. And shit, I'm hoping it doesn't make the police show up at his house and hit him with some sort of another charge. Because he is fighting on camera. He's fighting on camera, number one. We don't really know what's going on with him in all of his legal situations. Is he on probation? Is there some sort of specific parameters? I don't think he could ever go back to jail based on those federal charges due to the fact that he was pardoned. But it's Kodak Black, you guys. The guy be stealing from grocery stores. You know what I mean? He'd be stealing from grocery stores just so he could see if he still got it. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy. He's not the first rapper to do that. That's like some old dirty bastard shit, man. Yeah, Juan says when you start getting different money, you got to stay away from clown shit. 100%, Juan. You know what I mean? 100%. We've seen multiple people in the industry disassociate themselves from other people, that could not, they could not really conduct themselves properly when it comes to being a musician. This shit isn't for everybody. You know what I mean? Some people can't even stay up. Some people can't even stay up till 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to do a nightclub performance. You know what I mean? So that's one of the easiest things involved with it. And some people can't even do that simple step. So never mind just, reconstructing your whole life to not be participating in violence. I need everybody to share this video. Come on, everybody share this video. Let all your friends know who's the hottest new hip hop blogger. It's Mikey T, the movie star, you guys. I'm here. I'm taking shit over. Hip hop belongs to me, period. Just like back in the day when everybody thought I owned World Star. Yeah. Rest in peace, Q. Share this video. Let me see. Justin the Alpha. He gave us a list of the celebrities that I really wish I could be around. No, I'm just playing. He gave us a list of the celebrities that were here at the event. I hope you guys can enjoy the comedic references in my videos as well. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Oh, damn. Cardi B was there. Was Offset there? Can you get me a note if Offset was there? Just want to know. Drake, Little Baby, my favorite actor, Leonardo DiCaprio. And more celebrities were there. Also, A-list party. Yes. When you say those names, when you say Little Baby, Cardi B, when you say all these names, Nicki was there? Are you sure about that? Nicki and Cardi were both there? Justin, I'm questioning your list, bro. Justin also says Kodak was defending himself. Some LA dudes were hanging around trying to rob someone, and Kodak got busy on them. Yo, bro, I'm not sure if you can just get busy on somebody if they're robbing somebody. I still think you can sort of get charged for disorderly conduct for that, and the fact that they're on camera. Was that like a thing where they got to catch you on the spot? Because I know Kodak and all them guys were out. Kodak got too much money to spend to be, you know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, all right, man, I don't even care. They can say what they're going to say, but I'm going to be in this hotel over here. Share this video, everyone. Let's get 100 people in here. William the Bear Williams, quite the name, WBW. Snoop knows where he learned the game from. Master P, a G that don't mind sharing the game. Man, I really wish Master P could come and share some game with me. But Master P obviously, has his shit together. Master P grabbed Fat Trell and he asked Fat Trell what he wanted to do, and Fat Trell wanted to work with Chief Keef, and Master P made that shit happen on one of my favorite songs. That song that goes, Ganja, Ganja, I've been smoking Ganja. But I smoke more Ganja than any blogger out there. I don't think there's another blogger out there that smokes as much Ganja as me. That gangsta shit made 50. Let's talk about it. That gangsta shit made 50. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So there's a very popular line that Lloyd Banks had. What did 50 say? And Banks told me to switch the style up. And if they hate, then let them hate. But what's the money? Pile up. You know what I'm saying? That right there, in that line, you guys, you could see that 50 Cent gave it a chance to change. He gave his music a chance to change. The music that was How to Rob, the music that was Your Life's on the Line, the music that was NYPD, LAPD, NYPD, LAPD. That shit was going to take a back step to music that could be culturally accepted around the world. So 50 Cent was not made solely on the gangster image. He was made on the pop charts, my man. He was made on the pop charts when he came out and he sold 800,000 units first week. And 50 realized. 50 realized my life is over. That's it. So why all y'all are out here living y'all? No, I'm just taking a line from the movie Oh, when Mekhi Phifer was at the end. Remember, he's like, all y'all out here living y'all life. Sitting around talking about Mikey T, who lost it back in high school. But anyways, so yeah, 50, when he sold those records, he realized his life was over as he knew it. And he was on to a whole new beginning, you guys. And he disassociated himself with several people. You know what I mean? He made sure several people like Gayo and Banks and were in position to become breadwinners, as they were called, artists. Thank you, George. I appreciate that, man. His shit is garbage. I don't know what you're talking about, Justin. Whose shit is garbage, bro? Jennifer says them hook songs played everywhere from 50. Justin says Kodak's got a top 5 Billboard song right now. His music is versatile. He can do gangsta and a pop song. Yeah. Yeah, Kodak Black right now is doing really well. You know, that's why he's obviously getting invited to these parties. You know, Kodak Black is getting the opportunity to really ascend in the game right now. My only fear is that he ruins his opportunity. You know what I mean? That's really my only fear, is that he jeopardizes his opportunity by trying to act too gangster. You know what I mean? I don't, watching the video, it looked like he ran over to an altercation. You know what I mean? Nobody is on here on the internet or in Kodak Black's real life actually questioning who he is. You know, we're not trying to question who Kodak is. We just want the damn music. You know what I mean? We just want the damn music. We want the videos. We want to see what he's going to do in his career to ascend. Same thing with Bobby Shmurda. You know what I mean? Why Wack is talking about that, about you got to do this and that when you first get out of jail. That's all we want. We want the damn music, man. Hoffa was popping, bro. Appreciate you for tapping in. He said Kodak is a boss. He had no business getting his hands dirty. That was hired goons are for. Yeah, that's what I was sort of saying right there. You know, I'm trying to remember please don't tell me he jumped over a damn car. Like, if Twizlog's in here, I'm gonna grill him on this because I'm pretty sure he watched the video a few more times than me. I watched the shit and I seen Kodak throwing hands. You know what I mean? And cool, I respect that. You know what I mean? But come on, man. I am a hip hop fan through and through. Like, I am somebody who is going to be your fan regardless. You know what I mean? Like, but now you're just ruining opportunities for you to reach further levels of fame, you know, by doing shit like that, man. You ain't going to be, you know what I mean? You ain't going to be, you could have met so many different opportunities at this club, you know, at this place. Maybe you did. Maybe Kodak Black did get several numbers, and maybe several of those numbers will be getting changed on Kodak Black. You know, you really got to work your career the right way, man. And him going there to this Justin Bieber event, I don't know what type of relationship he has with Justin Bieber. I don't know if they're as cool as him and Soulja Boy are. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, if I was there at the Justin Bieber event, which I should have been there filming this shit. I should be out in LA right now, to be 100% honest with you, getting in really in the mix about all of this shit. But I would have just been inside networking with all the people there. You know what I mean? After you get done networking at this after party, you go home. You go home, and then the next day you start working. You got a whole new month and probably 30 new numbers. That's why we don't see all these celebrities every single day. You know what I mean? Sometimes you think you're going to become a good friend with a celebrity. That person is busy every single day of the week. You know what I mean? And I appreciate all the celebrities who do reach back out to me and give me time and consideration to do interviews. Like I just did an interview with Bizarre from D12. You know what I'm saying? I'm still putting out work. But you know, it's important that I come on here and give everybody the hip hop news, which is what we're doing tonight. Crazy news about Kodak Black. Also, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg acquiring Death Row, you guys. Death Row chains. Death Row chains are going out in bulk, and I needs mine, baby. What them hands do, baby. You know, nobody was wondering. We weren't wondering with Kodak Black. Yo, Kodak, what them hands do, baby? What them hands do, Kodak? You know what I mean? Nobody was wondering that. You know, when I was in Miami and I actually had the chance to see Kodak and he came out the studio, I was just like, what up, Kodak? I wasn't like, yo, Kodak, what them hands do? Prove yourself. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we were just without Kodak Black for several years, you know, while he's going through all this different bullshit. And now Kodak Black is going to put himself in another predicament with the crazy background that he has, you know, and we're all doing free Kodak Black campaigns for the last few years. You know what I mean? Like I only got but so much time to be doing all these free campaigns. You know, I got a life to live too. You know what I mean? I just can't run around saying free everybody every single day of the damn week. I got a life to live too. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That might get a lot of criticism, but I thought it was funny. That might get a hell of a lot. Shelton says, I believe they was taking pictures when everything started. Yeah, it really did look like they were out there smiling, taking a couple pictures with people. And then I don't know whether it was Kodak and the guys noticed somebody that they had an issue with. Somebody was saying something about somebody getting held up, and then Kodak ran over to help. Either way, man, you don't like. I'm just gonna use this as an example for myself when I get to that point, and if I'm out in Miami or if I'm in New York, you know what I'm saying, or if I'm in California, you know, and I see somebody that I don't normally necessarily agree with, like I'm not gonna run over and create a whole melee with them. I'm not gonna run over and start a fight with them just because I don't necessarily agree with them or I have different issues with them. That doesn't sound like the right way to do things because now look what Kodak has gotten himself involved with. I understand it's good to have your name all over the headlines. You know what I mean? That's good or whatever, but it's not good to have your name all over the headlines when you could possibly be getting arrested following it. That's one thing I don't like, having to worry about getting arrested. That shit is annoying as hell. I'm trying to live my life. And if I was in Kodak Black's position, you could really legitimately go anywhere. You could go to Japan if you want to up and go to Japan one day. You can go, or if you want to keep it more in the market where you could probably do some shows, you can go to the United Kingdom. You could go to France. You probably wouldn't be able to get into France. You could go to Amsterdam. You know what I'm saying? He could really do all of this shit. And to be held up, now you get into a scuffle, you get into a fight, you have a prior record, so now you're on probation for a year. Now you can't go anywhere. Now you're stuck in Miami or Pompano. You know what I mean? Wherever. Christian Bennett, appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Need everybody to share this video. He says Kodak could just claim self-defense. Right. Kodak can claim self-defense, but now he's got to go through a whole situation of proving his innocence. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, we just went through this whole situation with Kodak Black not 7 or 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, just doesn't make sense to me, man. Doesn't make sense to me. He's got too much money to be doing all this shit. He's got too much money to be getting caught up in all these. But you know what, man? That's why a lot of these rappers, they get tied up in these situations and they be paying out a lot of lawyer fees. And then that's something that they see years down the line. And we hear them in interviews. They come in these interviews and they say, what was some of the biggest things that you spent your money on during your career? Oh, man, the worst things I probably spent my money on was lawyer fees. Probably spent like $300,000-$400,000 in lawyer fees, and then add another point on top of that for settlements. You know, so this whole situation with Kodak Black, I don't know if it's going to get wiped under the rug. You know, I don't know if it's going to get swept under the rug, as they say. You know, Kodak Black has a hell of a lawyer, hell of a whole defense. You know, Kodak Black has a hell of a method of getting his story of the truth out there, which more times than not has actually worked out for him, man. You know, when you can prove your truth, you're in the game, baby. Shelton says, dude could have been his family. We don't know. Yeah, and if it was a family situation, you know, and the charges are dropped, but then there's a whole thing of the state picking up the charges. You know what I mean? At some point, even if you want to drop the charges that have been applied, the state can still pick up the charges. Tyson says, what about Kodak and the footage of him rubbing up on his mom? Yo, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why are you doing that to me, bro? It's not how we do things on this channel, bro. We ain't talking about that on this channel, bro. I don't talk about weirdo shit like that on this channel, man. Kodak has whatever relationship he has with his moms, man. And that ain't nothing that we're talking about on this channel, brother. See, I don't know how that works, Justin. I don't know how that works with Kodak's record right now. I don't know if he is on probation. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure how that is going to affect him in this whole situation right here, y'all. Like, I'm really not sure about that, just to be 100% honest with you. Like, his situation could suck. Like, we could be getting news tomorrow that there is actually a warrant for Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could actually be a warrant for Kodak Black. So we just got to really play this one by ear. You know what I'm saying? We got to play this shit by ear. But right now, Kodak is he's in a stable condition. Nothing is life threatening. Apparently he was grazed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about it right now. So I had to jump on here and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy. I had the opportunity to actually be out there in that area where Kodak Black came up from. You know what I mean? I was out there in Miami with all the guys and shit. You know, and Kodak Black kind of has a classic come up. You know, so I personally really want to see him pull through. You know what I mean? He's really got that coming of age story, that rags to riches story, you know? What's going on? Detail is in the building. What is popping with you, man? I want everybody to check this video out. It's Trigger Rock time featuring DNA. They got a new video out. It's called Queens in My DNA. I'm going to pin that up in the joint. Want everybody to check that video out, man. My boy Trigger Rock is doing his thing. Justin says, no, he is not on probation, but he has got felonies. Yeah, man. That's something that's going to play a part in this as well if he gets charged with anything. No, sir. No, sir. We have not gone over Snoop Dogg acquiring death row yet. We have not done that yet. Let me get this Gary Payton sparked back up. I'm about to spark this Gary Payton up. You know, we got to talk about death row tonight, baby. We've been speaking about Kodak Black's situation. This is just freaking nuts to me. It really is, because Kodak Black is like doing so well. He's doing so well, and then he's getting caught up in all of these situations. The McDonald's, now at Justin Bieber's party. I mean, shit, what's more commercial, Justin Bieber or McDonald's? The only difference in the situation that makes Kodak Black look crappy, that makes him look like shit, the only part of the situation that makes Kodak Black look bad is that now he literally did it in front of all of his peers. At McDonald's, that whole thing that happened, that was probably in front of some local crackheads and some freaking hoes on the street. You know what I mean? That shit happened in front of people waiting for the bus. You know what I mean? That shit happened in front of completely random people that Kodak Black doesn't have to worry about affecting his career. Doesn't have to worry about them feeling away. He did it in front of 5, 6, 7 people who probably would have never bought one of his albums in the first place. But now you're doing it in front of 5, 6, 7 people who are arguably the most powerful people in the industry. I said it. He did this in front of Spider-Man, you guys. Kodak Black doing this shit in front of Peter Parker. I'm surprised Tobey Maguire didn't kick your ass, spin you up in a web, and put your ass up on the top of a building. Just joking. But yeah, it's just embarrassing that he's going to do this in front of Drake. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing that he's going to run up on somebody in front of Little Baby. Okay, that's cool. Little Baby thinks you're the man now. You know what I mean? Little Baby thinks you're the man now, but in all honesty, you better hope that single goes like 8 times platinum, because now you're going to get banned. I mean, look what happened to the baby. The baby has been banned from that bowling alley. This is LA we're talking about. This is Hollywood we're talking about. This is Justin Bieber's party that we're talking about. Would you rather be banned from a bowling alley, or would you rather be banned from Justin Bieber's parties forever? Would you rather be banned from Walmart, or would you rather be banned from Diddy's house? I know a lot of you are probably saying Diddy's house right now. I know a lot of you probably saying that, like, Walmart! I can never go to Walmart again! Oh, screw that. Ren, appreciate you. Kodak Black is in stable condition. Couple of those people apparently were flown out, and I guess there was 4 people involved. A couple were flown out, and a couple were driven. I want to assume that Kodak was the one that was driven. He was grazed in the knee, so less life-threatening. But it's very important to note that other rappers have been hit in the knee, you guys. Benny the Butcher, I'm a big follower of Benny the Butcher, so I watch what goes on with him since he got hit in the knee, and he has spoke about how, the rehabilitation has been a testing process. You know what I mean? Boosie, we saw Boosie, performing, but he was in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Bowling alley. Exactly, Detail. Exactly. Yeah, it was the after party. It was Justin Bieber's after party? Yeah, Trigger Ock is dope. Trigger Ock is dope. Renna, don't be putting that on Drake. Don't be putting that on my bro Drake. Now, when I met Drake, Let me tell you the difference. If somebody sends a super chat, I'll tell you the difference between me and Drake and the difference between me and Kodak Black. Somebody send a super chat and I'll tell you the difference between me and those guys. Yes, Rena, Kodak Black is lucky right now. He is lucky because after getting an opportunity like that, he should be making a beeline for the strip club or for the brothel or for wherever the hell he wants to go, but not to be out there interacting with all of the people, taking pictures. You were just inside. You were just inside a party or a restaurant, wherever the hell you were. Take the pictures when you're inside there. Now he's outside. Now he's outside taking pictures with everybody, putting him in a position, like he's a common dude. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. I'm going to put this weed out for this story. Jennifer said, tell it. So I'm going to tell you guys the difference between saying what's up to Drake and saying what's up to Kodak Black. And I'm just going to keep it all the way real here. You know what I mean? You meeting Kodak Black, it's like, yo, Kodak, what up, man? Kodak's like, yeah, walks right by. Drake, you meet Drake, walks up to you, shakes your hand. What's up, gentlemen? How you doing? Gives you an opportunity to introduce yourself, tell your name. When I met Drake, I made sure, Drake, what's up? Mikey T, the movie star. Full name. So it comes back. You know what I mean? In the future. Kodak Black, I mean, granted, it's Halloween. Granted, he was in the studio. I was literally right outside the studio talking to the owner of the studio, the guy who booked him at the studio. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit is adding up, right? But dude walks right by. I say, what up? No sort of respect from Kodak Black. You know what I mean? But Drake, polar opposite. Drake comes up, introduces himself. What's up, gentlemen? How you doing? We was there. Ross was there. We was talking to Ross, me, Dice, and Kells. And Drake came up, introduced himself to all of us. Kodak Black, more so just interested in getting outside of the gated facility known as Circle House. Why? Don't know. Maybe Kodak was more interested in getting a Black and Mild or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Kodak is a wild dude though, man. But some dudes, just meeting them isn't everything you would expect. You know what I mean? Like when I met Diddy that one time and I shook his hand. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like what my friend told me Diddy shakes hand. Diddy has a very particular handshake. Like if you've ever shook Diddy's hand, you would know. You would know what the handshake is like. That man has a very, very particular handshake. But yeah, salute to Drake for being such a gentleman. You know what I mean? He really taught me something that day when it came to the industry, knowing who Drake was and knowing who I was at that time and shit like that. James Brown, yo, yo, yo. Yeah, 100, 100. I just gave you the real story. The real story, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to go try to be super groupie on Kodak Black and explain who I was. I just kept my conversation moving with the owner of the studio. You know what I mean? I don't be playing that shit with artists like that, man. Like I've interviewed Lil Durk. You know what I mean? Right after he dropped the L's remix with French Montana when he came to Miami to work the This Ain't What You Want. You know what I mean? I done sat in the studio, that same studio that Kodak Black was walking out of. I sat in there and spoke with Yo Gotti. You know what I mean? I done sat in there and chopped it up with Rico Love. You know what I'm saying? Like on some real shit. So I'm really way, way past that type of groupie shit to be on an artist. Like I had to tell BB, I was like, nah, bro, I ain't on it like that. I said, what's up? And that's what it is. I'm here talking to you about business, man. That's how it is, though. I'm really about my business these days. Derek, Derek, man, Kodak was among 4 people that were hit. Kodak's hit was a graze. It was in the leg. Not too sure how bad it is yet. Not sure if we're going to be seeing videos or photos of Kodak Black coming out of the hospital in a wheelchair. I guess that's pretty evident that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? I guess that's pretty evident. Let me see. Hold on. My bad, you guys. Share this video. Share this video, y'all. Let's go. Let's get 100 people in here. Let's go. Hit that like button. Lewis Peasy in the building. Peasy, man. What the hell, man? What the hell, man? What do you make of this? What's happening with Kodak Black, man? Derek says Kodak always be where the drama is at. Well, yo, Derek, I'm not gonna say that in this case, man. I'm not gonna say that in this case. First of all, we don't really know the situation surrounding it. We probably never will. You know what I mean? Some of these things never really do get explained, but we don't know if it was somebody that was coming because of past comments made by Kodak Black. We don't know if it is something where Kodak ran into an op, a previous op. Appreciate everybody sharing this video. Share this video, y'all. Iceberg said, if you play Drake in your car and can't bag any female in a 5-mile radius, you would duck. He made it that easy. That is a fact. I love Drake. I don't give a F what dudes think. That's right, man. When I was cruising around with Iceberg, actually going to a D Block video shoot, Iceberg had the audacity in the middle of Yonkers to play Drizzy Drake. He played on that Drake while we were in the middle of Yonkers, man. And I ain't gonna lie. Iceberg, when we were in Yonkers, how many haters did I had one hater. I had one hater in Yonkers. And it wasn't nobody from the internet. It wasn't nobody from the internet. It was somebody from my own town of Connecticut. So that really showed me right there. The haters, you don't usually see the haters out in person. But you do see those people who hate on you from your own hometown out in person. I'm sorry I'm here, baby. I'm sorry I got the platform. I've been doing this for 12 years. That's why I got the power. It's like that song. I got the power. It's like that song. I got the power. Right here. Real Spill 919 in the building. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And he's tapping in with a comment as well. He said Kodak is just a product of his environment. Yeah, man. That's why Kodak, when he first blew up, I'm not sure if this was right after he did the lockjaw joint with French Montana, but he had got locked up. I'm not sure if it was after the locked jaw or right after he had dropped Skrilla, but he had got locked up for allegedly robbing somebody. And it's like, it almost leaves you as flabbergasted as we are right now with this whole situation. Like, hold on, you're at a party with Leonardo DiCaprio and Drake, and you're getting involved in this huge melee. Why weren't you just chilling with them? He's blowing up on the scene. It's like, what? You're blowing up on the scene. You got millions of views. You're starting to get shows for thousands of dollars, and you steal from somebody? Like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, it's like, go figure. Go figure, man. Derek, yeah, Kodak was fighting somebody. Kodak put his paws on dude. Kodak don't play around. You know what I mean? Kodak is just like, he literally just got out of another case. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's poppin', Team League Dutch? Major salute to you, brother. Kodak on wild shit. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Is Kodak even smoking weed yet? Derek, is Kodak even smoking weed yet? Like, you know, I one of the rappers that was on probation for quite a bit during his career that didn't smoke weed was Meek Mill. But, you know, and then you notice a lot of rappers when they get right out of jail. Ja Rule, big weed smoker. Right before he went into jail, he started weaning himself off of it a little bit, from what I remember. Uh, but Kodak, it looks like he's been smoking Black and Mild since he got home. So I'm not really understanding that if he's not on probation of any sort. Why isn't he just smoking weed? Louis Peasy says Kodak should have brought his Zos. Well, a lot of people are saying Kodak should have had the proper security in Hollywood. His Zos weren't there with him. He didn't fly out 13, 14 of his guys with him. You know, sometimes them flights can get a little expensive, man. But Kodak has money to burn right now, y'all. Derek, yeah, why is he getting drug tested, Derek? Is he on probation? Is he? Yo, listen, everybody hit the link in my that's pinned up to that Trigger Ock DNA video. Queens in my DNA. You know I support Queens. Even if 50 don't really mess with me, you know I still mess with Queens. But actually, more important than 50 not messing with me, even if Tony Yayo doesn't mess with me. Yayo was really the one who was my favorite from G Unit. 50 people log out of the video. Tony Yayo was your favorite in G Unit, Mikey T? Jennifer says, yes, he needs proper security for real. That's 100% fact about Kodak Black. Kodak Black needs proper security. I really don't understand if he just doesn't have it because saves you money. You know what I mean? It saves you money and enables you to spend money on more things that you want to spend it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are reasons that you don't have security. What up, G? Appreciate you for tuning in, bro. Major love. AC Suspense in the building. What's popping, King? He said Kodak is rich as. Remember, he threw 100K in the ocean. I don't remember him throwing 100K in the ocean. I do, however, remember Lil Pump throwing $4,000 or $5,000 in the ocean in front of Jennifer Lopez, and that was one of the most boss things I ever saw. Not sure how much it really impressed J-Lo, though. Yayo, be tuned into Report Card Radio, bro. Oh, so Louis Peasy is basically telling me, Mikey T, you don't need to worry about your favorite rapper from G Unit really giving, like, not thinking he cares, because he actually tunes into your channel. Very interesting, Peasy. Appreciate that, brother. Yayo probably knows then that he's one of my favorite rappers. But Yayo actually said I was a good interviewer too, and I never knew he thought that about me. So that's major. And in memory of Tony Yayo's Thoughts of a Predicate Felon album, I just want to say, Mr. Telephone Man, the fans are tapping my line. Every time I dial like numbers for bricks all the time. I got a Motorola Sprint and a Nextel. I'm hot. Yeah. Anyways, so let's get into this shit, man. Wack 100 spoke on Snoop Dogg, man. Spoke on Death Row Records, the new Death Row Records. Please don't call it the new Death Row Records. Please don't call it Death Row 2.0. Please don't do that. Please don't bring back The Row. Don't rebrand it Duh Row. Don't do nothing like that. I want classic Death Row Records. This is a reality where it can be accepted. You know what I mean? This is, I know maybe back in 2003, 2004, you know, right around the time when Murder Inc. went to the ink during their trials and shit. And you know, the row left death row. Like that was a little bit of a touchy time in the world. But now shit is really what it is. And I think death row should be able to live as its own entity and return as a brand under Snoop Dogg, man. Wack 100 actually said, I just left Snoop Dogg. We've been going over his situation. What? What? Wack 100 and Snoop Dogg going over the death row situation, you guys? That blew my mind to hear Wack 100 speak those words. Wack 100 really is on his grind. What can I say? The man has got his hands in everything. Snoop Dogg is going to create a label for the West Coast that can be respected now. It's going to be up there with TDE, y'all. I think it really is. I think this is going to be more than just putting out mastered versions of older material. I think it's going to be more than just capitalizing off the viability of the brand of the name. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Snoop Dogg could legitimately do the Death Row movie now, like the overall whole Death Row movie. Of course, after his own TV show, right? So Wack 100 saying that he's been working with Snoop. He just quote unquote left Snoop, and we've been going over his situation, you know? So rewinding back a little bit, you know, thinking about this, man, Snoop getting the opportunity to take over the label that he actually came into the game with, you know, it's really like he's coming full circle. Snoop Dogg has come full circle and he's taken over the label where he joined, you know, at the very beginning of his career. I'm not sure what he was doing before Death Row, but that's where he made his name, you know, deep cover, coming in and, you know, being with Dr. Dre on the Chronic and then following up with his own album, Doggy Style. He eventually left Death Row. We were speaking about that a little bit earlier. You know, Master P came and put the stamp on him. Master P came and put the no limit stamp on Snoop Dogg. And I'm not sure if a call was made. We're about to be joined by SV Twiz, so I'm glad he's tapping in on this topic here. And I'm not sure, you guys, if Master P put in that call, but for some reason, you know, Death Row did not, you know, hinder Snoop Dogg's music at that point. You know what I mean? Death Row kind of went from being the A-list label, the popular label, you know, the in label, to now the exiled label. You know, it became the exiled label where artists, first of all, one of the biggest things that really destroyed Death Row is when they moved from Interscope to Priority Records. Priority had a good history, but it really just seemed like a downgrade, you know? It really just seemed like a downgrade for Death Row Records to actually be moving to the label. This is when Suge was locked up. I got a feeling that Interscope took the opportunity when Suge was locked up to be like, all right, Suge's locked up right now. We need to drop their asses from the label. We need to get Death Row off of Interscope. But anything that involves Tupac, we're going to keep involved with. But we cannot put out another album from Michelet. That shit's going to tank. We can't work with the Dog Pound if they're not with Snoop. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of think the panic was. You know, Lady of Rage underperformed and Pac passed away and Snoop Dogg left the label. All this shit, you guys. See, I'm about to twist up another one or pack another one. Appreciate everybody tapping in. AC Suspense says, hopefully we get some new Dog Pound music or some unreleased Nate Dogg or a Nate Dogg biography. You know what I mean? I think there needs to be a Nate Dogg documentary for sure. Maybe Snoop Dogg can be, you know, the one behind all this shit. Like I said, a Snoop Dogg or a death row under Suge Knight was no longer reputable. It was no longer popular. It was no longer a thing that it wasn't a cash cow anymore under Suge Knight. He lost all of his cash cows. Snoop Dogg returning home, like that's what gives death row real, viability. You know, Snoop Dogg is like what 50 Cent is to G Unit to death row. Yes, R.I.P. to Nate Dogg, man. I hope they do make a movie about Nate Dogg. You know what I mean? They need to make a movie about Nate Dogg and how he, wasn't afraid to sing. You know what I'm saying? They need to do that shit, man. It was a different time. But I'm sure if they do the Death Row movie with Snoop, like if Snoop actually does that shit, then they will tell a majority of Nate Dogg's story in that movie. We'll get all of it in the Death Row movie. We'll get how the dog pound was brought in. You know what I'm saying? We'll get all the shit from the VMAs. We'll get all that shit played out. Now, if they make this as a Suge Knight movie, no, please. No. No. Now they need to find a way to do it so they can make a Snoop Dogg solo film and a Death Row Records movie. That's where the money will really be if they can figure out a way to make it like that. It's got to be like the Death Row movie is like Star Wars. The Death Row movie is like Star Wars, you guys, and then it has a bunch of spin-offs like Han Solo, like the Yoda, you know what I mean? Like has a bunch of spin-offs. Whether the spin-offs are series or feature films, that could be up to the popularity of it, man. You don't really got to just say it's all going to be movies. The Nate Dogg shit could be a short series. Let me see. Capital third letter C says Snoop's influence can also bridge a lot of gaps in the game. Well, Snoop Dogg, this is something we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, but Snoop Dogg has relationships with all the labels, and that's going to be one of the major things of getting a partner or a distributor for Death Row, the new Death Row. Please don't call it the new Death Row. Please don't call it the best Death Row. You know what I mean? Let me see. Snoop's influence. Yep. Poker Face Cigars was popping, man. There were a lot of artists that was tied to Death Row and weren't even signed to Death Row. They were still up and coming. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to some of that music, to artists that never technically had any paperwork. Does that mean that Death Row just still owns that material as well? But let me bring in my co-host. My guy SV Twiz is about to tap in.
Salute. Mikey T, my brother. What's good, bro? Salute to the chat. What's up, everybody? Let's get it.
Yo, Twiz, man, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. We're really just getting started on this situation with Snoop Dogg acquiring Death Row, and Wack 100 commented on it saying, I just left Snoop Dogg. We've been going over the situation. We've been going over his situation. What do you make of Wack having something to do with Snoop Dogg's situation with Death Row Records, man?
Well, he was connected with Death Row. It was a few different allegations of what his position was with Death Row. So, they know what's best inside the camp. But, they definitely got a relationship, man. Salute, Jennifer. Salute. Nick Miller in the building. What's good, bro? Salute. Tanya, what's up? Salute. Capital third letter C. Salute, bro. Y'all know how we carry it. Much love and respect to everybody in the chat.
Question outside the topic, but Team League Dutch says, remember Left Eye, the Queen, Sleep in Peace was signed to Death Row. Twiz, do you think that Suge Knight was going to be able to find distribution for the Nina album that he was doing with Left Eye?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I mean, I believe so. You know what I mean? She still was Left Eye, man. And rest in peace to her. And they also had a relationship, you know what I mean? So, You know, so who knows, like, you know, what went on behind scenes. James, what's good, bro? Salute. Shelton, what's good? Y'all know how we carry it.
What did you make of Suge reaching out to guys like that? You know, like Juvenile, Petey Pablo. He actually linked up with Left Eye, Shay Davis, and Bonds.
Facts. Apex, what's good? Suge was get so yo, Suge was just like, you know, he from that era of the Diddies, you know what I mean? The type of entrepreneurs that just connect with all different artists. They see, you know, opportunity, and it's a business. You know, Suge definitely was business minded, man. You know, and he tried to make Death Row as strong as he could. You know what I mean, with various artists and things of that nature. You know, and they had like a crazy roster, bro.
Yeah, they did, man. They did. And they even had a pretty dope roster, you know what I mean, when, the new Death Row was coming around. They had Crooked
Facts,
Eye. Like I was just talking about this the other day. They had Crooked Eye who would go on to sign with Shady and Interscope.
facts,
They had Spider Loke, you know what I mean, who would go on to sign with G Unit.
facts,
He had some
big
people over
facts.
there, man.
He did, and he was well connected, and you know, they was just such a legendary team that, you know, who didn't want to be a part of Death Row. They was like, yeah, man, they was heavy like that, bro.
So rewinding back a little bit, Twiz, what do you think of Snoop actually getting the power to, work with the Death Row material now?
I think it's a great thing because he's like the biggest last thing standing from Death Row. You know, he one of the major faces, and not to discredit nobody else from Death Row, because there's still a lot of great artists that's around now. But Snoop that bull, man. We ain't even going to trip. Like, he stayed relevant. He been working hard for years. And, you know, it's beautiful that he was financially stable enough to even make that happen, bro. You know what I mean? So that's just like that's a trophy under his resume, man. I know he feel good about it. Like, I know he feel great about it.
So, man, Wack was saying on Clubhouse, Snoop Dogg just acquired Death Row. And we've seen all of the stages that Death Row has been going through. And it's like, how much success was Death Row having at the end with Suge? It wasn't having any. Death Row was really, if we're looking at it as stock, its
Hmm.
stock had plummeted, you know? And and
Thanks.
and then even with some of these new groups that were owning Death Row really wasn't worth much of anything. I feel with Snoop Dogg taking control, Twiz, that now Death Row's stock is going back up, man. Um, how important do you think it is that Death Row, or how important is it for Death Row to get back in business with Suge Knight? It's
How important would it be? That's a
like they
tricky
just
question right there.
they just found their figurehead, in my opinion. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they did. You know what I mean? And that will only be if Snoop wanted to find it out the kindness of his heart to give him parts of that. You know what I mean? But other than that, I feel like Suge did great with building Death Row. But now, this day and time, I think it's great that Snoop holding the torch, because even if Snoop wasn't the owner of Death Row, who wouldn't want somebody like Snoop to give him a chance, bro? Him having that, you know, that label and that record company back up and going. Now it's like an open field for artists, bro. Who knows? He could put people under there like the baby, and, you know, numerous artists and things like that. Just to throw it out there. Cause, you know, like an artist like him, he went through a lot with things in the past, but certain artists like that, or even up and coming artists, you know, he didn't opened up an umbrella to help artists. I think, you know, it'll be a great thing.
Do you think it's going to be like Death Row Records, or is it going to be more so him just marketing material that they already own, or is he going to, like you said, the baby? I could see that. Like, is he going to put
Hmm.
together new compilations with industry features, or do you see him also signing young talent as well to be the new Death Row?
I think it would make absolute a lot of sense for him to bring up new talent, definitely. You
Right.
know, and if it's a few other artists in there that are like free agents that he can put under the umbrella, that would decorate the brand more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I think he'll have a better chance doing a label as, Death Row than he ever did having a chance as Doggy Style, like
True.
he never really got a chance to build Doggy Style, in my opinion. When he was moving from label to label, I feel like he probably brought up Doggy Style, but they were like, but yeah, and what about the Snoop Dogg album? We're getting one of those too, right?
Facts.
And then he goes to
Facts.
another label and he's like, it's Doggy Style. And they're like,
Facts.
and it's a Snoop Dogg solo album, right?
Facts.
Every
That's
company was
facts.
wanting that Snoop Dogg solo album.
And you got a valid point right there. And that also puts him in a better position now because at the stage of the career that he's in, you know what I mean? People not really expecting him to drop an album. So he in better shoes to just, orchestrate the brand.
Yeah. Another thing I was saying, Twiz, if he owns Death Row, he could legitimately do the Death Row movie.
Yeah, he could. He could.
He could.
Yeah, he could.
And you just got to name it Death Row.
Yeah, it would be Death Row. Yep.
Yeah.
That joint would be Death Row. Or who knows, they might make it a series.
No, they
Yeah,
need to
man.
do they need to make it like Death Row is like their Avengers, right? And then they have all the spin-off movies. I said earlier Death Row is like their Star Wars, but I think a better one is Death Row is like the Avengers. And then you have the Snoop Dogg movie. You have the Nate Dogg movie. You know what I mean?
True.
The Dog Pound movie. You know what I'm
True.
saying? All these movies fall under that thing, that umbrella, like the Tupac movie, like Straight Outta Compton.
Facts. I know what you're saying. Facts.
Hey, if Snoop Dogg works it like that, he will become a billionaire, Twiz.
Yeah, he will. And he got the right relationships. He got the ollies that he needs to make it happen.
Schizo says Snoop is gonna F the rap game up now. Rappers beware. Yeah, I could see a whole new generation of rappers coming from the West Coast as Death Row, Twiz.
Facts. Facts. And definitely it would definitely I know he got a lot of artists that come to him left and right from the West Coast, people that know him mutually through other, family members and friends. So yeah, that would definitely be the perfect part to plant the seed at. But then he'd get a chance to really branch it out, like how Suge was trying to do the Death Row East and all of that, and
I was gonna ask you.
yeah, he can do it like the Death Row South, Death Row Midwest, all of that. You know what I mean? Have Death Row artists everywhere.
So Wack said in regard to funding and distribution, he said even though he has acquired Death Row, it's still another side to it. To get your funding and your distribution, you've got to tie it to a mother company. So Twiz, I want to ask you which company, and in the chat as well, which company do you think will get behind Snoop Dogg and Death Row? In the past we've seen Interscope behind Death Row as well as Priority Records. If you had to
True.
if you had to take a guess, I mean Snoop Dogg really has relationships with anybody, I was saying. So he could really team up with any label. Maybe it would even be, I don't know if it would be Interscope. Um, you know what I mean? Who do you think it could be, Twiz? Epic.
I don't. It could be anybody. It would just have to make sense for both sides. That's where the business get involved. A lot of these big companies, they got big sturdy names and all of that. But Snoop understand the business also. So you know what I mean? He can go either way he want, but I know that he will go with whoever is offering him the best opportunity, for them to succeed as far as like doing a partnership.
Do you see it being a major label, Twiz, or could it potentially be like a E1 or an Empire?
I probably could see it probably being like a major label, man. you know, it's still Snoop at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Other than that, he would probably have a billionaire that can just, you know, push behind him. You know what I mean? Because you know you got the right relationship with the right people. As long as they putting the capital behind you, and he understand the business, if he can make it make sense, who knows? Aftermath,
Well, Shelton says Aftermath. Nick says Empire.
Empire.
Twiz, do you see Dr. Dre touching this whatsoever?
It's tricky. You know, Dr. Dre is like a um, you know, the way he make his decisions is it's nobody expects it. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre is, you know what I'm saying, it's hard, man. It would be fire though. You know what I mean? That's another piece of the puzzle right there.
Milwaukee's up in here.
Milwaukee. Salute,
Twiz,
salute.
Twiz, any Milwaukee stories, Twiz?
No, I ain't never been out Milwaukee before, man. Salute to him, man.
All right, yo. And before we keep on going here, Twiz, I did want to ask you, but I wanted to get to that portion first. Does it make any difference to you? Does it make any difference to you whether it's whether it's just Death Row, the new Death Row 2.0? They go back to the row, or maybe they even do the row. Does that make a difference to you, or do you just want them to keep it Death Row? Death Row 2.0?
It could work, but it's also, I don't know, that's tricky, man. I mean, he might keep it original. You know what I mean? If he get like artists and you know, they drop like a Death Row album, that's when it could be like the new Death Row would be the name of the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something like
Puffy
that.
actually did that. Puffy actually did that with French and Red Cafe and Machine Gun Kelly and
Hmm.
Cassie. Do you remember that when they did the Bad
Yeah, I
Boy
remember that.
2.0?
I remember that. You right, Nick.
Yep. Nick points out a good yeah. Snoop Dogg has the whole relationship with Def Jam. I don't know why that wasn't the
Facts.
first thing we didn't think of. Def
Facts.
Jam would be a great house for Death Row right
It
now,
would.
especially when with everything that it seems like Def Jam is trying to do right now to rebrand themselves.
Facts. You said keep it Death Row show, and I agree. You know, you don't want to switch it up too much and water it down. Rico, what's good?
But yeah, so Snoop Dogg was facing a bunch of allegations that we're not going to get into on here. But
Hmm.
Wack said that maybe Suge was trying to sabotage Snoop Dogg. Wax said, I wouldn't be surprised if the workings are not coming from Suge Knight himself, because I done worked alongside him and I watched him sabotage someone, push something out on someone at a certain time. So, Twist, what do you think about that, man? Do you think that Suge Knight uh, is trying to sabotage Snoop Dogg at this point? Or do you think, like, do you think that that shit's still going on like that? Because his son
I,
actually said that they were good.
well, I feel like Wack and Suge, they done with the beef, so I would never listen to nothing that Wack is saying about Suge. And Suge is one of the easiest people to paint more negativity on. You know, everybody just look at him as the one of the worst people. You know what I mean? He got such a image, you know, portrayed of the person that he is, where I feel like you don't even hear none of the good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Twiz. I hear you, man. Yep. Rico Smith. Snoop was about to clean up the Death Row image. Yeah, Death Row's back. Death Row's back in style, man. Death Row Philly, Twiz?
It could happen. Anything
Or,
possible.
or that would fall under Death Row East, right?
Yeah, that would be on the East. Yeah, that would be Death Row East.
So this was another point which I think I'm not sure. Did you bring this up to me, Twiz? Another thing that Wax said was that Suge is kind of mad at Snoop because Snoop did choose business with Harry O, and that's the guy that Suge screwed over all them years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure the whole story about Suge Knight and Harry O and how Harry O was paid out for whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
but what do you make of Wack 100 saying that Suge is still mad about or is mad about Snoop working with Harry O? Do you think that's something that's really on Suge's radar right now, even though he's sitting in jail for 23, 4 more years?
I would say it's on his radar if it's like Suge was counting on income that he could have still squeezed out of death row, and now he don't got access to it because Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how that part of the business aspect worked, but if it's like with Snoop doing that, Snoop own everything, and Suge don't got no type of finances coming from that brand. Period. That's when I feel like he would be upset.
So I mean, at this point, if you were thinking like Snoop Dogg Twiz, wouldn't you just cut off all business association with Suge, or would you give him another try in
If
any
I
form?
if I was in Snoop's situation, me myself, I would try to help get Suge out, try to get him a appeal, cause Snoop is wealthy, and it seems as though they patched they situation up. Other than that, man, you can't do nothing but make sure he's financially stable, or his close ones is financially stable. You know what I mean? It's like if it was Diddy on the other hand, and then you got somebody like Mace that bought Bad Boy. You know what I mean? You still can't forget, who had that structure set up as a, you know what I'm saying?
Rico Smith said it's crazy how Snoop holds all the cards now. Why do you
Facts.
why don't you think Dre bought it, Twiz?
Drake probably want nothing to do with it, man. You know what I mean? Drake seemed like he be in his own zone. Like once he leaves something, he done with it. Like, you know what I mean?
Dre does not want to make the Death Row movie. He just made the Straight Outta Compton movie, right?
True, but you still got Cube there that probably was pushing him. Like, you know what? This joint it makes sense. We still like we is we one of the forefathers of a gangster rap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because before all of these guys, it was NWA. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Really, real shit. Yeah, the NWA is what gave birth to Death Row.
Facts.
Yep. Yep. Capital third letter C says too much nonsense attached for Dr. Dre. And yeah,
Facts.
yeah, yeah. I could really see that. You know what I mean? Where he's already made his money, Twiz. He doesn't need to go in and make that money from, some of the other stuff that Death Row will help him get. Now in regard to Dr. Dre touching this project that Snoop is doing, I'm gonna have to say we'll see it in the future, in little
True.
doses. You know what I mean? I think we'll see it in little doses. And if Snoop Dogg gets somebody that's hot enough that catches Dr. Dre's ear, then that's a whole nother story, Twiz.
True. True. You know what I mean? And like we said, it's up to Drake, man, because Drake done been around so many artists. He was an artist himself. I think after a while, people be stepping back. Like, you know what I mean? Like they don't be all trying to chase down the next biggest artist and all of that.
So Rico Smith says exactly. I think Snoop is about to help Suge get out. Now, when Suge was going through this, there were rumors, Twiz, that Floyd Mayweather, if he had won, I think it was all the way back to the Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fight, right?
Hmm.
Um, when he said, "If I win the when," I don't think he said it, but it was rumored that if he had won the fight, that he was going to bail Suge Knight out of jail or something like that. Would it have only been Floyd Mayweather that could have got Suge Knight out of this situation? Floyd Mayweather money?
No, other people could have got him out of it. You know what I mean? If we talking about Bell, and I forgot how much his Bell was, or even
25
if
million.
25 million. Yeah, it could have made it happen because we talking about these artists. They deal with millionaires, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they know how to get capital and work business out. Like once you got relationships with people, it's just that Suge them got so many people upset and shook that that's a hard proposition to give to somebody. So yeah, he probably one of the few people that could have kicked it out and it wouldn't have hurt him. You know what I mean?
It wouldn't have hurt him.
Yeah, it wouldn't have hurt him.
Would it have? It obviously would have hurt his reputation. Then I guess Twiz. He didn't end up doing it.
No, it wouldn't have. It
No,
wouldn't have hurt. It wouldn't have hurt his reputation.
no, you don't think? I mean, being around 50 Cent's one of his best friends, or was.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have hurt his reputation. I don't think. I don't think so personally.
I mean, you don't
Like
think people would have looked at him like, dude, you got Suge out of jail.
like we gotta look at it like this. We talking about the leader of Death Row. We talking about Death Row where you had people like Snoop, fresh gangbanger, Pac. Like in order to control a group like that, you got to be a strong
Hold
individual
on,
yourself.
hold on. You said Pac. Where were you going with that?
Like Pac is just
You didn't
he
really
was.
have an example to go with Pac. What were
I
you?
mean, because he wasn't a gangbanger, he was a
I'm putting you on the
revolutionist.
spot.
Yeah, I mean, Pac was a beast in so many different. You know what I'm saying? Like Pac
Well, I
was.
guess you could say Snoop Dogg, who was fresh off of it, and Pac, who was so enthusiastic about doing it.
Pac.
Pac seemed to be like your friend who would always be like trying to drag you back out into the streets. Snoop is
Yeah,
like, yo, bro, we are here in the studio, man. The guy
Pac
like
facts,
ounces of bud over there, man. I'm not trying to
facts.
go out to the store and fight some random person.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't just Suge was more than that. And they was using muscle. They was kicking the door in for things and making opportunities happen. You know what I mean? So if you think about how impactful his group was, I feel like Suge was the best person that could have ran Death Row at that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like Winston Churchill having to, Winston Churchill was the one who was running the United Kingdom during World War II.
Okay.
England at that point during World War II, they needed a strong leader. You know what I mean? They
Exactly.
needed a leader that could get on the radio and preach war. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
in Suge Knight, or like people say, in Iraq, some people controversially say that Saddam Hussein was the best president for Iraq to have at that point because after he left, they all just went crazy, right? So
Exactly.
I see what you're saying in regard to Suge Knight being the one to tame all those dudes down,
Facts.
bro, that's why Dr. Dre left because that's not what it was really supposed to be like, Twiz. Like it became something totally that he didn't even want it to be like.
Facts. But it protected their brand at that time too. Cause it's like people looking at him like, yo, these guys serious. Like, you know what I mean? You got Snoop going down for crazy charges. He's covering them. You know what I'm saying? He covering the lawyer. Ain't no rep. He don't gotta be sitting. Like it wasn't none of that, bro. Like Pac got in the altercation, even down to his last day. Suge was front line with him. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I just feel like people in the industry are so used to dealing with fake people that when you get somebody that got that drive and they gonna get it done by any means necessary, it intimidate people because Suge wasn't no robot. You know what I mean? You couldn't just he wasn't going for anything.
So yeah. So damn man, I was gonna bring this back to so do you think Suge Knight is still getting his movie done?
I don't know. See, it's tricky from his yeah, it's tricky from his situation. It
Twiz.
ain't
Oh, Bonds wants to see the Bonds. Let me know if you're around, brother. Come tap in with us, man. I should shoot Bonds a text. This was the perfect moment for Bonds to talk about how much he wants to see the Suge Knight movie. Capital third letter C says Suge opened a lot of doors, but I think the gangsta mentality eventually dominated the music, which is so crazy. As they got more successful, that gangsta mentality dominated, and it should be the total opposite, Twiz.
I feel like if things didn't fall out how they wouldn't, people legacies wouldn't be as strong as they was. Like you think about how like Pac went out, that kept him legendary for how many years? He's still legends. Like people, kids know who Pac is. He
Yeah,
was
but
ahead of his time.
Pac would have still all those songs that he released, like he would have still had that music twist. He would have
But
obviously gone on to still be somebody.
the longer you out and the longer you are artist,
Yeah,
the easier it is for your name to get tarnished. The
who has it
easier it is
happened
for
to?
this.
It's happened to a few of the greats. I mean,
Even
you know,
Suge, it had
people love Big Pun, but
facts,
it happened to Fat Joe, right?
facts,
Where he quote unquote overstayed his welcome, even though a lot of people don't
facts,
feel that way. Who's another
facts.
person that it's happened to where look what happened? Another Freddie Mercury from Queen is celebrated while Elton John has now been considered more mediocre.
Facts.
Um,
Facts.
the Queen movie did $800 million. The Elton John movie did like 300 million. Why?
Facts.
Because Freddie Mercury passed away. It's kind of absurd. I'm just
Facts.
saying. I'm just pointing that out there. But yeah, who is another artist that is their legacy? These guys' legacy is tarnished because of how long they've been around.
Um, Suge is one of them. Even before him
Well,
going,
Twiz Suge kind of did it to himself. You know how many
no,
compilations he released of Death Row, the greatest hits?
true,
I
true.
started feeling crazy
But
looking at, you know, how back in the day we would have a booklet of CDs and you'd be
mhm,
looking through it.
I remember them Jones.
I started feeling crazy how many times I would see a Death Row greatest hits compilation. Suge
Mhm.
melt the hell out of that.
But not even just the music, Mikey. I mean, as an individual, like just think of the '90s. People wasn't playing with Suge. But then after you look like Pac going, we start rolling into the 2000s. Now you see him on TMZ getting knocked out at a bar. People like, no, not Suge. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what I
Yep,
mean
you're
with
right.
like,
You're right.
you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what I mean. Like Pac, the image and everything that he was portrayed to be, and it made
Nicholas
it so.
Cage. Does Nick Cage sort of fall under that? You know, since he had like
Um,
that Con Air movie, he had like The Rock, and then he had Face Off. Like if he would have
yeah,
just stopped right there. But
yeah,
what
you
about
right.
Chris? What about Chris Tucker? Let's bring it to Chris Tucker. He only did the Friday, Money
Facts,
Talks, and Rush Hour. I feel
facts.
like he left me wanting more as a fan, which kind of makes me like feel a little bit disgruntled about him more than love.
Facts. And that's a great example because he's still around and his spirit and everything is so different. So his stand up's not the same. You know, we all want Chris Tucker back in Friday, but will he still be smoky? You know what I mean? No, he'll have to be the pastor coming out the church now. You know what I mean? It's like
I don't know, Twiz. I kind of look at it like, you know, like some people, like it's like, all right, he's really great. He left at the completely right time. Like
yeah,
you got like Chris Tucker, it's like, bro, you didn't
yeah,
give us enough, man. You
yeah,
didn't leave us with enough, to be honest with you, man.
yeah. And that's because the religion got involved. You know what I mean? He spoke on that a lot and
Very odd.
you
Twiz,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
ask you. I
Mhm.
I know you're a very you're a righteous man. You know what I
I
mean?
try to be.
Yes. So, bro, when you make $20 million, Twiz,
Uh-huh.
are you gonna just totally flip the script on us and be like,
No, no, you're not gonna see me on there like on TV. Like, my brother. We need to stop this. Like, no, you keep pushing because your relationship with God don't change. You know what I mean? God understand everybody individually. DC
no,
Young Fly
no? Didn't you see what DC Young Fly did in that
with Ice
new?
Cube son.
No, DC Young Fly. What did DC Young Fly just do with? Didn't he just do How High 2 with Little Yachty or something?
He did, but he also did. You know what else he did, Mikey? I don't think you saw.
No.
Um, DC Young Fly and Ice Cube son did like a little skit where they was reacting it. You know what I where they reacted Friday. And
Oh, really?
yeah, they did it. It was like a little skit. You
Oh,
know,
no
and
shit. I
DC
think
Young,
I did see that, but I didn't pay it much attention. Were they
yeah,
trying to get a little buzz to do a movie?
who knows? Maybe. You know what I mean? And I feel like DC Young Fly, I feel like is one of the more he's one of the more talented Instagram comedians.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
let
I
you
mean,
say that because I think Ice Cube's son O'Shea, that's his
yeah,
name. O'Shea,
yeah,
I think he's really talented, man.
yeah, he
50
is. He is.
50 Cent actually gave him an opportunity in that one movie. Um, what was that movie that 50 did with Gerard Butler?
I can't think of the name of it. I know what you're talking about though.
Oh, you got to check it out. It's called Den of Thieves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 50's movies don't usually come out in theaters, but that movie actually
true.
came out in theaters. Um, Twiz, I want to ask, what do you think about DJ Cool Kid working with the game, man? I'm not really sure what it's gonna do as far as album sales or whatever, but
Yeah.
what do you think about that in general?
Um, I think it's a good network plan. We just gotta see because that last song that Game dropped with Kanye just showed that he can stay intact with the newer generation. You know what I mean? It shows that, his style of music can be updated. You know what I mean? He's not one of them artists that, continue with the same style of music. So, time would tell. I think anything possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you're saying, man, it's all about getting a little bit of buzz with the situation. That's what working with Who Kid gets you. Who Kid does
Facts.
interview shit. How do you think 50 would feel about this though? I mean, you
I
think
mean,
50's really gonna care? I mean,
I don't think he's gonna care. I don't think so.
50 actually a few years back, I seem to remember a picture of the game in Lloyd Banks surfacing, and I got a feeling 50 posted that on his Instagram for a day or so and like made a comment about it. You think 50's past that at this point? He's not going to be commenting on Who Kid working with the game?
He might not be past it. I think he'll do a little trolling maybe. Who knows? Because 50 different, bro. Like 50 do take things personal, and it could be the smallest thing. So it's
That's his
like,
DJ.
yeah, yeah, it could be the smallest thing, but who knows? You know what I mean?
All right.
He,
All right. So let me put you back in now you're in 50 shoes. Earlier on you were in somebody else's shoes. You were in Snoop's shoes. Now you're in 50 shoes. So you're in 50 shoes, Twiz. SV Twiz, you're DJ. You know what I
hmm
mean? DJ shoot him. You know what I mean?
hmm
Your DJ ends up now working with your biggest enemy. Are you firing your DJ the next morning? Are you getting on the phone? Yo, you're fired, by the way.
I think when it come to somebody like Game, and depending on how 50 and Who Kid relationship is up to the day, Who Kid probably ran it past 50. You know what I mean? Like, you know what?
Oh, I'm going to check in with the game real
Yeah,
quick.
like,
Going to the
yeah,
studio with him, just so you know.
facts. Like, we talking business, this and that. And, 50 would give 50 gonna speak his mind. You know what I mean? Who Kid probably felt as though like that's a great move for him.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up this movie.
I forgot about Fifth Element.
Yeah, that's another movie. Like that movie was like, is it any good, Twiz?
That joint crazy, bro. They be on like on the spaceship and all of that. Real rap,
Yeah.
Apex. Yeah, that joint was crazy. Chris Tucker come out crazy, like
No, everybody's
real
agreeing
rap.
with you, Twiz, about what you were just saying, bro. Yeah. Before I totally just flipped it with Shelton's comment about Chris Tucker in The Fifth Element.
Yeah,
Um,
Fifth Element was crazy, bro. I watched it as a young boy, and you know,
That's
uh,
crazy. Rico Smith bringing up 50 Cent's last album. Does 50 Cent's last album come out on Death Row now? That's only if they go to Interscope. But I don't actually 50's not even with Interscope anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what I know. 50. He just seemed like he just all into the screenplay nowadays. Like he in the film game heavy.
Jennifer says it was decent, then Tucker's character was wild.
Yeah,
Oh,
his character was wild.
yeah, Tucker's character in that movie was so wild.
Uh,
Is he really in that much of it, Twiz?
I don't think he's in a lot of it. I remember him coming out saying all this crazy stuff and crazy
Yeah,
color hair and all that. That joint was crazy.
he was
I
tripping
never
out.
like I watched it as a young boy, but I never even understood the concept of the movie. I'm like it's a bunch of stuff going on this joint. Like
Um, true or false, Twiz? Kevin Hart has eclipsed Chris Tucker.
false. What you mean like past them?
Yeah,
False.
you don't think so?
No, false. Chris Tucker and salute to Kevin Hart. He from Philly.
I
You know what I'm
think Kevin
saying?
Hart's bigger than Chris Tucker.
I think because he's like it's like having an artist that might not be the best artist, but they got them machines behind them. Kevin Hart got them machines behind him. You know what I mean? Chris Tucker just found the place that he feel comfortable at. That's like trying to compare Kevin Hart to somebody like Eddie Murphy or something like that. Like
I,
Chris Tucker to me is not to cut you off, but
no, you're fine.
Kevin Hart couldn't walk a mile in Chris Tucker's shoes when it come to talent. To me, whether it's
Okay, so
movies, stand up,
you're saying Rush Hour 1 kicks Ride Along's ass any day of the week.
absolutely,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
absolutely,
You're right. You're
absolutely.
100% right. The raw nature of the raw nature of Rush Hour, you know.
Facts.
Um Rush Hour 2 was definitely better than Ride Along 2. Rush Hour 3 was just really not that good.
Yeah, they kind of stretched that out a little bit, but yeah, you can put up like three of Chris Tucker movies, and them joints gonna outdo everybody. Salute, salute. I mean that joint gonna outdo Chris Tucker. I mean Kevin Hart whole catalog, quality over quantity. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Everyone's taking the Rush Hour joints on that, man. So
Absolutely,
so Twiz, you want to talk about Kodak Black?
absolutely, man. That's a big topic, man. Big topic.
Yeah, man. So I want
Yeah,
to talk about Kodak Black, man. The Kodak actually had changed his name to Bill Capri. What do you make of that name change? I guess he was in jail and he changed his name to Bill Capri. Very odd name, in my opinion.
it is odd. I like Kodak Black better.
Well,
You
I
know,
think his name was like Octavius or something like that. You know what
oh
I mean?
man,
I don't
he
think it
been
was Octavius, but it was something.
that that mean he was in the library reading them books in that joint. Like he was reading some books and he like, oh yeah, this defines me. When I come home, I'm gonna be this. Unless he doing it like how Wayne did with like the AKA Tucci and things like that. You know what I mean? I think Kodak Black should definitely maintain his solid name. You know what I mean? I think anything else could be like a nickname on top of his main name. Because Kodak Black, like you, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that joint right there, it's just something about that name that it fits him. Yeah, I mean, we know him as Kodak Black, bro. Like,
Well, no, his real name. He changed his real name to Bill.
oh, he changed his government name.
Yes, his
Oh,
government.
oh man, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's heavy. I'm thinking you saying he changed his like rap name. Like,
All right. So to change your name, the steps to legally change your name, you a petition to change your name by filling out a name change form in
hmm
order to show cause for legally changing your name and a decree to legally change your name. Take these forms to the court clerk and file them along with your state's required filing fees. All right. So if you're taking this paperwork to a court clerk, do you think that's something that Kodak Black being incarcerated would leave jail to go do, or is that just something his lawyer would go do?
Well, you got money, you got people that's handling all of that. So between his lawyer and secretary, however that work, with them people they be having around them that get stuff done. So as an artist or as somebody with money, all you got to do is have an idea, and then you can pay the people to get it done for you. So yeah, definitely a lawyer was involved, most likely. And
Well, Twiz, what I'm suggesting is, do you think sometimes these guys they're locked up? Do they want to go to the courtroom to get out of the jail cell for that day?
nah,
They don't. You don't want
no,
to
when
leave. You don't want to
no,
leave
cause
the jail to go to court.
no, cause when you in jail and you gotta go to court, it throw your whole day off. You might miss
Yeah.
commissary. You know what I'm saying? And when you go to court, you be sitting in the holding cell for hours. You don't know when you're gonna get caught. Court throw your whole day off. The only time you want to go to court is if you know that court date is a chance of you coming home or finding out if you're getting sentenced or whatever it is. But court throw your whole day off.
All right. So what I was getting at right there, Twiz, is Kodak didn't just go to change his name to get a court date to actually get out of jail that day.
Nah, no, that ain't nothing.
Hey man, when you're in school, sometimes kids get sent to the principal for very dumb reasons.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
I was just thinking, you know what I mean? Sometimes people be scribbling really weird things on their desk, their notepads. You know what I
True,
mean? Kodak is 24 years old. He's not that far removed. I'm thinking,
true.
in my mind, I'm thinking, and you really dissected it though, right there, Twiz. I'm
Hmm.
thinking, did this guy decide to change his name just to get out of jail for that day and go and see a judge and be out of that whole thing?
Yeah, no, because it ain't
Probably
like you
not.
get to go. It ain't like your people can come pick you up and they can drive you there. You
Right.
like, hey, let's stop at KFC on the way or something. Like, no,
Why?
they
What
waking
are
you
you?
up.
What are
They
you stopping to eat when you go to that court date?
You ain't eating nothing at court. They don't give you nothing when you locked up and you waiting in court. You eat breakfast in the jail because they wake you up extra early, and then they send you out real rap. They have you sitting in the cell. You might be in there from like 6, 7 in the morning and don't make it back to the jail till 6 o'clock, and you got to go through the processing and all that. It's a headache.
Yeah, man, we got to dissect shit like that here on this channel, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts,
I don't think anybody else broke it down like we just did there, Twist. So
facts.
Kodak and three other people were shot on Saturday, 2:45 in the morning, bro. And apparently four law enforcement sources familiar with what happened told NBC News. Twiz, what does that say to you that four law enforcement sources told the news about the incident?
It just means to me it's like these it was cops all out there. You know what I mean? But people don't be caring when there's 300-400 people out there. They don't be caring. We seen it in the King Von situation. It was cops out there then.
Yeah.
And that could have been another episode of that. You know what I mean? Rappers just need to move smarter, bro. Like people be trying to be parking lot pimping and be standing all out there with fans, and they want to see people be all starstruck and all of that, and that could be the downfall to that
Right.
is a downfall to a lot of artists these days, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like honestly, when you're at this party, or you're at a restaurant after party that, and you're with Gunna, you're among people like Little Baby and Drake. Like I would assume that you're gonna make your impression with people in there. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the numbers that you need to get to continue operating your career. Like I had said
Facts.
earlier before you got in here, Twiz, this is probably why artists are so busy. They go to private parties like this, they get
True.
30, 40 phone numbers. Imagine
True.
you, Twiz, going to a party like this, you meet 40, 50 different people, you get the numbers. You're going to be working for the next 2 months now.
Facts. You networking and you got so many things coming here and there. You know what I mean? So yeah, you become a workaholic, man. But they still try to squeeze in fun, and sometimes that night of fun can cost you your life.
I mean, shit, that's got to be all the fun in there. Like you were saying, though, Twiz, it's got to be all the fun in that party, mingling with guys like
Facts.
Drake. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Mingling with Spider-Man. Spider-Man's up in that bitch, Twiz. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But once the party's over, you need to go back to your Airbnb. You need to go back to the
Facts.
place that you rented. You need to go to the strip club or the
Facts.
massage parlor, wherever the hell you're going to go, or whatever girl's in your DM and you're going to slide off to her address. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be out there mingling like you're somebody who's legitimately trying to get on. That's a spot for somebody like you or I think, Twiz. That's a spot for somebody really on the grind trying to get up, you know, like that's
Facts.
kind of how I look at it, man. Like I was watching
Facts.
videos. Rappers used to do that shit back in the day. You know, they would be out there outside the clubs mingling with everybody. But when you're
Hmm.
worth $50,000 a day, you don't need to be doing that.
Facts. And even back then, rappers' lives wasn't getting taken as much. The most they had to worry about is somebody trying to take something from them. You know what I mean? But now it's a different day and time where a person won't even try to take nothing from you, but they will try to get rid of you. You know what I mean? So it's like real unfortunate, man. These rappers gotta move smarter. You gotta move like the president when you a lit rapper. You know what I mean?
Especially when you're going to a party like this, man. Like I
Facts.
imagine maybe he couldn't have the most people with him, right? So
Facts.
so I would imagine an exception would have had to been made for security, Twiz.
Facts. Facts. And even with security, security can't really do too much. Like when you got security, like it's a joint where Lil Meech, Big Meech's son, he came to Philly and his security, they was standing around him like the SWAT. I'm talking about they had their choppers out, they choppers like this. That's the kind of security you need if you gonna be out moving around and cutting through certain areas, especially when you a certain kind of artist, especially when you put certain energy out in the world. You know what I mean? That's because it was an A-list party.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
Joseph, salute.
in regard
Much
to
respect. Much love and respect.
security. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Twiz, you know, I say security because if you're out there, SV Twiz is out there, and then some person tries to come and run and jump at you, then the security would be like, you know, blocking them off and shit like that. You know,
Exactly.
but I'm really looking at this situation. So, Twiz, break down what you saw for me in the video, man, because I definitely saw Kodak Black putting hands,
Yeah.
dude. Shots go off, and then normally, naturally, when shots go off, what everybody does, especially if they're right there, they break themselves and they retreat or whatever. Tell me what you
Facts.
saw in this video.
That's what I saw. It was like, a little argument going back and forth and Kodak Black, he started throwing them. And then it was like a bunch of moving around and then you hear the shots and then you see a few people down. It was like a guy,
Who jumped over the car?
I don't know, it was so dark. It was so dark. I would have to really watch it and really look.
Kodak ran at somebody though, Twiz.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he
doing
was
too much. He was
yeah,
doing too much.
he was. He was and people need to understand it don't matter where you at or how upscale the party is, it's gonna be some regular street guys there. You know what I mean? Some people that might have came just to approach him because they knew he was gonna be there. Or it could have been a last second altercation. It could have been numerous things, bro.
Yo,
But you
it's
gotta.
crazy, Twiz. Salute, Brian. Because yo, like Maserati Fox back in the day, somebody threw a cup at him. You know what I mean? So he took
Hmm.
off his jewelry and jumped into the crowd and just started fighting like it was nothing. It's
Hmm.
like Kodak Black was he's light years. He's a light year, one light year from where Maserati Fox was. You know what I mean? Like he's
True.
really worth, Mozzie was making a couple grand. Kodak is making thousands, 50,000 every
True.
day, every couple days. Like what possesses him to go see, even if he was seeing an enemy, Twiz, like put yourself in this position too. You see an op, but you're making 50,000 a day. What the hell possesses him to go throw knuckles with somebody like that, man?
Well, seeing the op is one thing, but sometimes somebody say the right thing and that's going to happen. You can get under somebody's skin,
The
you
right
know
thing.
what I mean, to the point where they will want to throw hands. You know what I mean? It just happens.
Yep. Yep, that's true. Sometimes people will just say the right thing. They'll say that right thing that'll get them,
Exactly.
will antagonize the artist. And like I was saying,
Exactly.
Kodak is young. He's 24 years old. He probably has some lawyer money to spend on some situations like this. Um, so I'm watching this at first, Twiz, and I see the fight and everything. I'm like, damn, it's crazy. But then I hear the news of Kodak actually getting grazed. So he got grazed in the leg, but he's good. But in the past, we've seen what happened to rappers like Benny the Butcher and Boosie. Do you foresee any complications with the leg shot? I mean, Kodak is a performer.
No, it shouldn't. If it grazed them, definitely free Ab and free the rest of the guys. But if it was a graze wound, it shouldn't be no issues. But what he need to take it as another message from the man above. Cause bro, he getting chance after chance after chance. Like you got pardon.
The McDonald's
Exactly.
incident.
McDonald's. Let's not forget about the McDonald's incident. He get pardoned and now this happens. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Now,
you know,
Twiz, I'll let you finish before we get anywhere else.
no, you good. I was just saying, he gotta wake up and smell the coffee, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's no such thing as being the toughest or the realest guy on planet. When you try to live up to them aspects, you're gonna fail every time, bro. Not saying he was out here trying to be a tough guy, but you just gotta move different, being in his shoes.
I'm not really sure if he's on papers or not. You know, um, Judging from this whole situation, um, would you say charges are definitely going to be brought against him? Do you think we could know that in the next day or two?
I don't think so. If anything, if any type of charges would get brought up against him, it would have to be somebody that he put hands on that's pressing charges against him for that. Because
100%.
real rap, because whatever happened, they team is the ones that got shot at. You know what I mean? I can see if it was an altercation and the opposite team was the ones getting hit up, then they'd try to pin it on him. But it's like, you know, him and his folks was the ones getting hit up.
Yeah, so you're saying, yeah, Kodak and them were not the aggressors. So
Facts.
because of the fact that it went that far, Kodak is less likely to face assault charges.
Facts. All they got Kodak on camera is fighting.
They
And that
literally got him on camera fighting though, man.
but that happens every day. Just cause he rich, that is that worth him getting locked up. You know how many people come out the bar or bar fights or it's a fight could happen in IHOP. The cops could come in. If ain't nobody pressure charges, it's like y'all just go home, man. Ain't
Nah,
nobody got
man.
time. Ain't
Nah,
nobody got
man.
time for this paperwork.
Really? Are you serious? Every time
Real
I
rap.
get in a fight, I get arrested. Are you kidding me?
Really? That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes, we get taken to jail and then you get a court date. What is all this?
What?
Yes. What is all this BS about you get in a fight and then you don't go to jail?
Well, Philly, they don't take you in for no fight. They like, go ahead.
Apparently.
Yeah, they don't.
Apparently.
They pretty much be happy. Yeah, I mean, y'all
I'm
just
saying.
fighting. Yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
thinks
I
I'm
mean,
crazy. I don't want to hear about no court date that I got to have. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear about that shit, man. I ain't trying to waste my time, man, bro. Like, because normally, when I got in fights here in Connecticut or wherever, like
mhm.
if you get arrested, you got to go. I mean, not if you get arrested. If the police come, they arrest you. They don't just say, all right, you're going to break this one up here. It's y'all are in the Waffle. Did you say the Waffle House?
Yeah, it was just it
Have
was
that out
just a
there?
yeah, IHOP.
I have.
IHOP is
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
was
yeah.
saying. But it was just a major fight. out PA. It wasn't Philly. I think Benso and PA, where it was like a big free fall inside of Denny's. All the customers in there fighting each other. They flipping tables. It was on the news. Like
That's like
they
some
was
St.
fighting.
Louis
They
shit.
was they was fighting over steak or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, but that's because you live in a big city though, compared to where I live. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like we
yeah,
don't
that's
really
true.
have too much going on in comparison to what you guys have going on as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like every time they get an opportunity to arrest somebody for like simple assault, they're gonna
Yeah,
jump on that shit, man. But in
yeah,
Philly or New York or California, if somebody gets into a simple fight, they're probably just like, all right, do you guys want to go to jail or do you guys like
yep,
want to go about your freaking day? Make a
yep.
decision.
Facts, facts.
So let me see what else I got here in the notes, man. Um, but yeah, you brought up the McDonald's thing, man, but it's a big difference him having an altercation at McDonald's and now him having an altercation in Hollywood in front of Leonardo DiCaprio and Drake and
Yeah,
little baby. You know what I'm saying? So tell me what you think about that. Toby Maguire, Spider-Man.
yeah. That was crazy, bro. You got stars at that joint, so it was like, man, like, bro, we bringing this hood stuff to places where it don't belong. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And the fight is one thing, but once the shots and stuff get let off, now it's a whole different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now you're scaring everybody.
yeah, exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
shit. What do you think? Do you think that's impressing little baby? Like, do you think little baby and Kodak Black are gonna laugh about that in the studio or something?
Yeah, they probably laugh about it. I'm not gonna say it impresses them because little baby's still from the trenches, and rappers and certain people that's from the trenches, they all have mutual respect from other people that. So everybody come from that. They just they're gonna be thankful. Like, I'm glad you lived, and
Yeah,
like I said, it ain't like they was at the party and Kodak Black upped it on somebody or something. Then that wouldn't have been a good look. But.
yeah, but they were at the party, and then next thing that you know, Kodak Black is fighting somebody.
Mhm.
It's kind of like, damn. So I was just kicking it with that dude inside. He seemed like a good ass dude or whatever, and now he's out here fighting. And whoever's
I,
perspective that's from, whether it's Cardi B seeing him do that or Leonardo DiCaprio, but now they've all have a perspective of him. But now the next day they're seeing all these reports on the internet, Twiz, or
but I
hearing
don't.
gunshots.
Yeah, I don't think they look at him crazy. I mean,
No,
people know. It's like we spoke on Pac earlier. Like, somebody, if it was that same party and Pac was there and he was punching on somebody,
so
they not gonna be like,
Leonardo DiCaprio is saying, "Oh, that's some Tupac shit."
yeah, like Leonardo, he a cool guy, man. He party hard and he down to earth. Real reps, good stuff. Like,
So
Leonardo for real.
Leonardo and Jonah Hill are seeing Kodak Black later at the studio, and they're like, "That was some Tupac shit, man,
Yeah,
Tupac shit."
I,
Because
I got I got Leonardo rooting him on, like, Kodak, yeah, get him.
get him.
Watch your back.
So so I guess I had a question here for you as well about, do you think this affected Leonardo DiCaprio's thoughts on doing the Wu-Tang movie? Because allegedly Raekwon had spoke with him about it. I was thinking maybe this could have turned him off about it. Like,
No,
guys, I don't know if we can do this Wu-Tang movie now. Shit really be getting real out here.
no, I think Leonardo DiCaprio, he different, man. Like, I don't think I think he understand everybody. He just one of them type of guys, man. You know what I mean? Like, he real connected. And I heard stories about Leonardo. He party hard with everybody, and he just enjoy life, man. So I don't think that he would judge him, or I don't think that it would affect decisions of him making in the future. You know what I mean?
All right, so now let's get to the party. 10 shots apparently rang off. Did it sound like 10 to you, Twiz?
probably about that. I didn't count them, but they was definitely flying. They was coming fast. I just gotta get on pause 1 second, Mikey.
All right, Twiz.
Okay.
Let me see if Twiz is going to put up his thing. All right, cool. Twiz put up the thing for us. West Virginia. All right, you guys. We're going to finish up here on the Kodak Black portion of the show. Yeah, I got some good notes here, so we're going to keep going, and then we'll get into some open questions. Jennifer says more than 10. More than 10. I'm just wondering how the hell they let 10 go at that point. Guys, we're taking a bit of an intermission. We are taking a bit of an intermission. I want to know, what is everybody blazing? What are y'all smoking tonight? Gary. What's everybody smoking? Let me know. I want to know what everybody's blazing up in here. Hold on. Looks like Twiz is back and ready to go. Twiz?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm back. My fault. My kid's still up, man. They up there thumping around.
So Twiz, I gotta ask, man, what do you make of, like, I was thinking about this, right? So Justin Bieber's having a party. You got everybody going to this party, from Kodak Black to Drake to Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, you got the best of every single world. I imagine everywhere you turn, there's got to be a celebrity there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So what do you make of Justin Bieber, of all people, you know, chilling with these type of hip hop artists, man?
Well, you know, Justin Bieber, man, he's not the same little kid that he was when he came out. You know what I mean? Like, Justin Bieber sit there and burn the ounce down with you. I mean, like, so, you know, he and he can rap real good too, man. I ain't going to trip. He's somebody people forget about. He can rap. I heard him rap before. He got a little flow to him, man. But you know, we so used to him being such a childhood star that, you know, he's older now. So you know what I mean? He cool. He be blending.
That's what's up, man. And
White Runts and Moon Rock.
And let me just say, man, I can tell you back to my Miami days that the Beeb, he has some street cred, man. The Beeb comes with a little bit of street cred, I won't lie, but I just really liked how you said that right there, man. You really put that perfectly, Twiz. You know, so, you know, just overall looking at the fight, man, what was your take on it? Kodak certainly wasn't afraid to get involved in that fight, even knowing the outcome. Like, I just want to, in comparison to when we saw 6ix9ine get in a fight at the airport, you know, you're at the airport. There's less likely to be gunshots going off at the airport, Twiz. About like 75% more chance or 85% more chance. But what Kodak went and did, he involved himself in pure danger, man.
Yeah, he involved himself in danger, but he also come from that, and you know, he still stand on the principles that he stand on. We talking about Kodak Black. Like, if you look at his first rap music video, he's a kid, but he out there with all OGs, like he on the block. So, you know, salute to him for not being hesitant to put his hands up instead of taking it to the maximum level. But at the same time, you know, got to be thankful that he wasn't the next rapper that we lost, because that could have, he's like, if that bullet would have went in a different angle, you know what I mean, it could have hit him somewhere where it would be no recovering, and we would be covering that topic tonight.
Do you think that that guy busting shots has anything to do with Kodak being there, or did it just have to do with the situation getting out of hand?
I ain't want to throw the conspiracy theories on the channel too much unless you give me the green light. But I had a few things where I thought that it could be possible, especially of where it was at and things that he said in the past and things of that nature. So it could have went anyway. You know what I mean? And only the inner camp knows what happens. You know what I mean? Because you could be sitting there and it be all love, and then one thing go wrong, and then it's like who knows what happened. You know what I mean?
Jennifer says he seemed a little quick to do what he did, but like Twiz was saying, there was no telling what was said off camera where somebody
Yeah,
said something simple like, "Yo, yeah, we know you're a little punk,
yeah,
whatever,
and,
Kodak. You ain't gonna move on nobody. Oh, you think
and,
I'm just a celebrity that's not gonna move on nobody? I'll move on you right now." But yo,
and
Twiz, if you're in that position that Kodak is in, well, I mean, shit. I guess you got to move, right? Because
yeah,
you shouldn't even have been there. After that club, you should have been back going to
facts,
your next maneuver.
facts. Like it don't matter how much money you getting, or if we can be like, oh, he shouldn't have been there, or this and that. Things happen. It's just like if you go to the grocery store and an altercation happened, you're gonna be like, oh, you shouldn't have went to that market. You know what I mean? Or I should have just waited till later. Um, when things can happen instantly. And another thing we gotta remember about the video, where it might have looked like Kodak acted fast, but we have to remember it's a recording. And most of the time, when somebody about to fight, it's like people feel the energy. It's going back and forth. So therefore, when the person had hit record, 9 times out of 10, it was already
It was
tension.
already,
Probably, yeah, it was already a little back and forth. They felt something about to go down. So that's probably, saying, that's my take on why it looked like as soon as the video came on, it was like going down.
or they threw something at him, or
That's a good point. Do something that of anything.
but all right. So Twiz, I kind of wanted to put you in that seat right there. So like
Uh-huh.
I was just saying, like if it was you out there and somebody and you're that type of dude, we're blown up. Mikey T, the movie star, and Twiz now, and we
Mhm.
got a car out there too. We got the Suburban out there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Or the Explorer, whatever. You know what I mean? Or Escalade, whatever type of position that we're in. We got, you know what I'm saying? So somebody's saying something to you, and you really want to go over there and knock his jaw off. But I'm like, all
Mhm.
right, Twiz, let's just hop in the car and get the hell out of here. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
are you just humping? Are you just hopping in the car and letting the hater be, or are you gonna go over there and try to address the shit?
It depends the distance and the situation. Like if I gotta come over to somebody and like
You got to
run
walk
over to
10,
them,
12 feet. You got to walk like
yeah,
15 feet across the street, like sort of like he ran over there. But I'm like, yo, here's the car door open. Let's just get the hell out of here, go get something to eat, and be about our business.
I guess it depends, how I feel at that time or how disrespectful it is. Because sometimes you like it ain't worth it because this thing can go all the way left because we both know what we capable of doing,
Yeah,
and
it's hard
it,
to
it
take.
just yeah, it depends on the situation. Like you know what I mean. You can see the most mature, calmest person that you know what I'm saying. Like I'm calm, you know what I'm saying. I just you know what I'm saying. You can push a button on anybody though. Like once you push the button, it's like blackout season.
And
You know.
sometimes you might have to just tell him, like, yo, Twiz, that might cost you $30,000 if you do that.
That too. Like, oh yeah, you're right. I only got 45, so I
So
don't want to get left
celebrities,
with 15.
so let's see. So they had Justin Bieber and his wife, apparently,
Sick.
Drake, Chloe, Toby Maguire. They were all celebrities there going to the party, bro. This incident happened at about 2:45 in the morning, a time that I'm all too familiar with. That's usually about the time that you're entering the club in Miami if you're a celebrity. So,
It's crazy.
you got
That
much
off.
experience with 2:45?
Not really. I'm not no vicious. I always try to stay away from those type of crowds. I know how it can get. I try to always move a little more strategic, but I do know one thing. When that had happened, that was the topic till 5, 6, 7 in the morning. Drake and all of them was like, you heard about Kodak? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a heavy convo. Like, is he okay? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what do you think Drake was thinking about this, man? You just think Drake was thinking, is Kodak okay? That sounds like
Yeah,
something Drake would think.
yeah, like, you know what I mean? This is where we know him for the artist, but this is where the you know, the human come out. Like, you know what I mean? Like caring about the next person well-being. You know what I mean? Because don't nobody want to see nothing happen or you know, no, y'all rich, y'all get money, man. It's like live life and prosper. Y'all shouldn't have to deal with those type of things. Nobody should, but especially at that type of event with a bunch of millionaires there.
Yes. Yes. Yep. It's gonna be like I could see Leonardo DiCaprio like, yeah, this scene will not make your movie.
Yeah, yeah,
It, it's a big scene,
it
but
is.
not an overall thing. But so yeah, basically we addressed that right there. But Death of the Clout Chaser was actually talking about what Ice-T, a message that Ice-T gave out to rappers, basically letting them know like when you're in LA over this weekend, move sturdy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure
Facts.
you're moving correct because there's many different gangsters out there, over 50,000 apparently. Shout
Yeah.
out to our boy Death of the Clout Chaser, Big Chuck.
Yeah, Big Chuck, bro. Salute, bro.
But I wanted to ask you, man, do you think that Kodak Black isn't listening to somebody like Ice-T? Me personally, I don't think he's seeing the message. I don't think he follows him on social media to the extent to see the message.
If Ice-T called them up on the phone, Kodak wouldn't be trying to hear that.
Oh, the hood blogger.
we,
The hood blogger keeping it real.
we
I
talking
wanted to
about
ask you,
Kodak
man,
Black.
so he doesn't want to hear that advice. You don't think he would even
Mm-mm.
want to hear it?
No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? He come from the trench. Like when you come from the trenches, bro, like yeah, you're gonna be more on point in the world when you go to other hoods. But you just be like, bro, like, you know what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. I'm not moving no specific way. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like it don't happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody caring about that. Especially if they got something going on. Like it ain't like you just going out there for no reason, but
Not bad.
it's all good.
Yep. Shout out to our guy, Death of the Cloud Chaser TV. Iceberg said
Yeah,
I like how he carries himself through the streets. I be
facts,
I be whatting him, peeping him. Yeah, nah, I be messing with
facts.
Big Chuck is on his shit, especially
Yeah,
on Clubhouse as well. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He doesn't like stall himself out in any other markets.
facts, facts, facts. He don't, you know what I mean? And he always comes show love, man. You know what I mean? He been showing love since day one. Good dude, for real, for real.
Also, Doggy Diamonds got his channel back. I dropped a comment on
It's
his
back.
channel. Doggy Diamonds was on live tonight on his
Oh,
channel. He had already started getting things going back on a new channel called the Doggy Diamonds Verse.
okay.
Just always making sure you have a backup in a situation. But he has his channel back. He was on live earlier, so I popped in on his live. Well, but yeah, man, major salute to those guys and everybody else doing the news here, man. Twiz and I
That's what's up.
appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Um,
Definitely.
but yeah, so in regard to the Ice-T, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So if Ice-T calls us Twiz, are we taking that advice?
I mean, yeah, I would definitely listen. But you know, then the next thing is if we gotta go, you mean to tell me if we got business out LA, how do we approach that? If we don't got nobody we can hit up out LA, are we not going to go out there and handle our business? Morning, top of the morning. You know what I mean? We going out there like if we got to, we gonna drive out there, Mikey T. We gonna go out there properly. Like, man, listen,
Well, actually, I'll tell you that off the air. I'll tell you that off the air.
Okay.
Might need you to come up to New York.
Say no more.
But yeah, we're gonna take some open questions. You got a little time for some open questions, Twiz?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm good.
Let's end tonight's podcast off with some open questions. We
So,
appreciate everybody tapping in. Couple topics we had tonight: 50 Cent and DJ Who Kid. You know
mhm.
what I mean? Wack 100 supporting Death Row and Snoop Dogg apparently, and of course, what happened to Kodak Black? Crazy situation happening at a very unlikely event, but
Facts.
we've seen shit happen in spots like this, Twiz, and in hip hop, man. It's like there's no boundaries in the game or something, man.
It's not. It's not. They people lifting up on you first and asking questions later, man. It's like, you know what I mean? And especially those settings right there, man. It's just crazy. Like you asking to go to jail doing something like that.
Right. They've already got, they already got they don't have anybody in custody, but they already pretty much know who they're looking for.
Of course, you know how many cameras was in that vicinity? They had to jump in some car and pull off.
Oh shit. Hold on. Question. What does pre mean? What does pre mean? Hold on. Am I supposed to know what this means?
I don't know what it mean either, Mikey. You ain't the only one.
Pre.
I believe.
No, not pre up. I can't believe we're discussing pre on the podcast. Appreciate you for tuning in tonight, Jennifer.
Thank you, Jennifer. Much
PRE,
respect.
Young Dolph. They pled not guilty. Straight Drop pled not guilty, Twiz. But
Oh,
that's pretty much what everybody does, no matter the case. You don't go in there your first time and plead guilty ever, right, Twiz?
no, that ain't part of the game. You don't do that. You know what I mean? It don't matter if they court you red-handed, you plead not guilty.
Okay. All right. And why is that, Twiz?
Because now you're throwing the case away. Like, you know what I mean? The slim chance that you might have of beating it. You know what I mean? It's just you just gave it away.
Right. You just gave it away. You just told
Yeah.
them you're done. Yeah. Hillary Williams, how's Philly doing?
Oh, not so good. It's doing real bad, actually. Really, really bad. This year might be worse than last year, truthfully. It's starting off real nasty, man.
Is there any good things you can talk about? So the
Um,
Eagles are not in the Super Bowl.
oh yeah, I can talk. We got James Harden on the Sixers.
Okay. Oh, yep. Dark
Yeah,
Low's
man.
clone.
Yeah, Dark Low brother. Yeah, man.
Wallow is repping the Rams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Wallow
Hell
repping the
yeah.
Rams.
Rams Nation, baby.
Ram squad.
Are you going Rams, Twiz, or are you going?
I rock with Philly teams, but I don't watch football, basketball. I'm a boxing fan. I like watching boxing. Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, they got their whole new stadium in LA and shit.
Okay.
Um,
Depends on when you going in with who. Out Philly, like yo, Philly still got great spots, man. You can go out Manayunk, have a great time. You know what I mean? South Street is still all right, like it's like a nice little tourist area, but it still get goofy out there too, man. Somebody just got they life taken downtown out Philly, man. Like you know what I'm saying, so it's like it ain't really safe nowhere out that joint.
it should be crazy, man. Should be
It
crazy.
is.
Like I said, that you come from a bigger, city than I do. In
Hmm.
Connecticut, our big city is actually like New Haven and Hartford.
Okay.
New Haven, that's out sort of where RBH, that's where RBH is from and shit. But
Hmm.
here, Here it's kind of small, you know what I mean? That's why it's kind of crazy because like you can get pulled over, hit with a DUI for bullshit
Facts.
just because your car smells like weed from 3 days ago and they pull you out
Facts.
of the car because your car it's like, what do you mean my car smells like weed? That's good smelling weed. Yeah, it stays there, man. Like I don't know what Reggie you're all smoking.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Like Philly the only place in PA that's like that. Anywhere else out PA is just how you said. You know what I mean? They make big deals. As soon as you cut past that equator and jump in the county, you know what I mean? It's a wrap. Like you can't do nothing out there.
Yeah, I
You
hear you.
can't even you get out and take a leak in the alley, you going to jail. Like, you know what I mean?
Feel you, bro. But yeah, man, great podcast tonight. Twiz, I'm gonna put up your Instagram. I want you to let everybody know how to contact you or you know, hit them with all your drops, man.
Yeah, man, y'all know this SV Twiz, man, the hub blogger. I'm talking about. Y'all tuned into the panel, Report Card Radio with my brother Mikey T. Y'all being salute to my brother, Honorable Earl Rosewood, my other brother, Bon Simmons, man, they couldn't make it today, but we gonna carry it, you know what I'm saying, and hold it down. But you know what I'm saying, other than that, just you know what I'm saying, y'all DM me on the gram, SV Twiz. Check out the YouTube channel, the Hood Blogger. You know what I mean? And we carry it like that. Anybody want to network or got any questions, man, y'all just DM me. You know what I mean? Other than that, y'all follow me. And make sure y'all DM me. Let me know y'all tuned into Report Card Radio. And I'm going to get back. I'm not no vicious. And if y'all tap in, y'all follow me on the gram or something. That's why I said DM me, because I don't be up and down the gram on the regular. So just DM me. Let me know. And I'm going to get back to y'all as soon as I can. We appreciate you, Jennifer. You know what I'm saying? Much love and respect. Schizo, my brother. Schizo always show love too, man.
All right, so we got a question from AC Suspense. I'm gonna let you take this one, Twiz. Do you think that DOC is going to be a part of Death Row now
We
or
spoke
again?
on we spoke on that earlier. It would be great when we mentioned Dre and everything. It would be great, man.
Oh, you
It would
spoke on
be
the DOC?
no, I didn't. Somebody in the comments had brought it up though, and
Yeah.
they was like it would be like basically like it would be lit,
How could he
of
fit in,
DLC.
Twiz?
I mean, just being a part of it. You know what I mean? He ain't got to be on there like he's trying to put music out or nothing after all this time, but just
A&R.
to be, yeah, exactly. Just to have all of the OGs that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can have a job in a place. You know what I mean? I feel like they put their work in, so now they can be, controlling situations, and they know how labels and things like that work, so they can make better opportunities for, up and coming artists.
So let me ask you, Twiz, do you think there's a lot of upcoming artists out there that would want DOC executive producing their album?
Um, Up and coming artists, a lot of times it come with a lot of the youth, so the youth might not be too tapped into who DOC is, but if they can get in that studio, you know what I mean, and the beat is proper, you know what I mean? For sure, AC, we appreciate you, bro. Salute, much love and respect. You know what I mean? If the beat and everything is lit and the business is straight, anything possible.
Schizo says, what do y'all think of Conway's new album? Also, this is for the chat as well. What do y'all think of Conway's new album, God Don't Make Mistakes, coming out?
I don't know, man. Like, I had to tune into it when it dropped, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We'll see what it's hitting for. Like,
What do you think of the title?
I mean, it's the truth. God don't make no mistakes. You know what I mean? God is the only thing that's perfect. You know what I mean, nothing else is perfect. Nothing else that we see on this earth is perfect. But God is.
I think the track list dropped. I'm gonna try to bring it up so I could get your reaction to it. Eminem is actually not on the album, so
Okay.
they dropped that record. They dropped the Conway and Eminem record, which is kind of strange to me. You know what I'm saying? Bang. You remember that record, Bang?
Yeah, I remember that, John.
Yeah, just a little shocking that they kind of dropped it, being that, like sometimes rappers like to use the streams to go towards their album streams. Maybe it wasn't
Hmm.
streaming or something. So he's got Tear Gas with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. Can you believe that shit? He's got,
That's heavy.
jeez,
Wayne and Ross, that joint right there, that should be a masterpiece.
he's got Wild Chapters with T.I. and Novell. I'm not too familiar with Novell, but T.I. on Wild Chapters. He's got John Woo Flicky with Benny the Butcher and West Side Gun, so he's got his Griselda cut in there. And then he's got Stress featuring, can I get a drum roll, please? Conway, Stress featuring Wallow, Twiz.
267.
Wallow, babe. Wallow,
Oh
bro.
man, Wallow finally getting that deal in play, man. We could.
Better be Wallow. Yes, that's awesome, man. That Wallow made
It's
that play.
that's crazy, bro.
Let me see.
Wallow want to start being on everybody, John.
Iceberg says, I think the Kanye, Fabio, and Alicia Keys new song is fire.
I don't even think I heard that joint yet. I'm gonna have to tune into that.
Schizo says
Conway
Conway always
always
drops fire bars and hooks. Griselda took the whole rap game by storm.
facts. They different.
Twiz, tell everybody when you be on the air. Everybody that's watching. You've been dropping a couple videos, so let them know
Yeah,
kind of your schedule of releases as well. We got 70 people. So, and when you go live, what are the perfect times for you usually? I know you be on here with me at between, usually between 10, 9:30 and midnight.
facts. I definitely try to keep videos floating at least weekly. Um, Live, the timing got to be right because most of the time when I am free, I'm tapped in with my bro Mikey T. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'll be more active. You know what I mean? But the videos, I try to keep content rolling weekly. Definitely on the video tip. You know what I mean?
So everybody go subscribe to SV Twiz. And more importantly, once you subscribe, hit that notification bell because the notification bell is everything. Twiz does short form videos, 2 to 3 minutes, news briefs.
Facts.
He also does hour-long interviews, but he also does something in between that. He'll do a little 10,
Facts.
12-minute video as well.
Facts. You
Joseph
know what I
says they're
mean?
supporting you in Canada, man.
Appreciate it, Joseph. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I try to touch up on all topics and blog the city. Cut through the trenches when I can. Show y'all the different. I blogged every part of the city.
As long as it doesn't get his channel compromised, he will put out
Yeah,
the city for you.
yeah, absolutely. I had to learn my lesson about that.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Jesus.
mean,
Twiz, this one is another one for you, bro. Zioneer Presley says, what about a Cassidy and a Chris Brown song collaboration? And in relation to that, Twiz, would Chris Brown and Cassidy have been good on Hotel?
oh, I'm just trying to picture Chris Brown voice doing the hook and everything. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I mean, we talking about Chris Brown, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like Chris Brown. Chris Brown's still one of them boys, man. When it comes to singing and all of that, he a great singer, man. He was also another young artist that had, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate it, Iceberg. Appreciate it. You know how we carry it.
I'm pinning SV Twizz's YouTube channel for everybody to subscribe. So take your last view. I got Trigger Ock and DNA's video up there right now. Click that shit, put it up in your video so you know you can save it in your chat and watch it after our live ends. But also, I'm gonna pin Twizz's YouTube, excuse me, the Hood Blogger for the remainder of the video. Yep, just so everybody can get in tune with Twiz, man. Since you guys were asking
Appreciate it.
when he goes on live, you know, everybody on here needs to go subscribe and also hit that notification bell. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're just you're just coming on right now, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell because it's really important in making sure that you come on and see us in these live videos.
Facts, facts. We all connect. We all one, man.
Appreciate you, Jennifer. Inspector, never go to events where rappers are, ever. Do they ever have any type of events where rappers are in Philly, Twiz,
Oh yeah,
outside of shows?
yeah, all the time, all
Yeah,
the time.
like at the sneaker stores and shit.
Facts, like they be having sometimes like ciphers where a bunch of rappers would meet up. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Or even like you know what I'm saying, like the joint like where Rosewood be at, it'd be like a lot of rappers in and out of there and stuff
Yep,
like
members
that. And they
only.
facts. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Most part though, like out Philly, it really don't be too much. That's one thing I can say. And I don't wanna, you know, miss worded or nothing, but it really don't it might be a little fight here and there or something, but you know, our city, we pretty much love our rappers, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Besides these young boys.
in relation to what we do, Twiz, you know, I've never found it hard to pull up in Philly and go and interview someone. Naturally or normally,
Mhm.
when you're interviewing someone in Philly, Twiz, 9 times out of 10, where are you doing the interview? What do you just walk right inside their crib usually, or
Yeah, most of the time with a lot of rappers out Philly, you gonna do an interview in their hood, like
yep,
yeah, I mean, because every rapper from Philly, they really be from their hoods. You know what I mean? And they hoods gonna always support them most of the time. You know what I mean? But everybody I interviewed from out Philly was in their hood. Probably like maybe one rapper that I didn't interview. We was in a different person hood, but
yeah, yeah, man. Definitely a live video tonight. Definitely a live video tonight. I've been blazing that Gary Payton, man. I got
facts.
I got an opportunity to pick up some Gary Payton. I was hype
The
on it.
glove,
Um, tomorrow night, tomorrow night we're actually planning on doing a watch along for my exclusive interview with Skinny Me, OBH. Skinny Me free, speaks from the cell. Um, Twiz, how are you feeling about the idea of doing a watch along? Sort of like when DVD was introduced, you would sort of have like the commentary.
facts. I mean, it makes sense and it's genius because you got a bunch of people that would do reaction videos on your videos. You know, why can't we do reaction videos? You know what I'm saying? On content that you put out, and on top of that, we really get to connect with the people, man. Yeah, Jack Frost. I just did a joint talking about Jack Frost on the. I got him labeled as one of the top the top five most talented MCs that don't get his flowers. He from West Philly. Great MC. He's a great MC. Yeah, yup, that's it right here. That joint right there. That joint fire, man. Jack Frost, he's a beast, man. You might have to clip that joint out, Mikey. I hope it ain't picked that up right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that joint Jack Frost, he a lyricist, man.
You know this video's already getting flagged, Twiz.
Yeah, that joint right there. That's crazy. That one little.
No, bro. No, not that.
Okay,
You know, not that, bro. We just because we're talking about Kodak Black getting grazed.
you think so?
Yes.
Damn,
100%, bro. Are you
damn.
kidding me? Academics academics can write the most crazy shit in the world on the internet, right?
He not the only one. It'd be a lot of them. They be
It'd be
saying
all these
crazy
dudes
stuff.
on the internet. They write the most crazy shit, just to get money on the internet. I'm sorry, I'm not like that. That's not what we
Yeah, it's
do.
a fact. It's a fact. We speak from the art. You know what I mean? And we always keep it a stack. Like, you know what I mean? We just have real topics and things that need to get touched up on. And, we really connect, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's what make it inconvenient, man.
Why you just because of the fact that you use that music Twiz, you just automatically take the money off monetization off of it?
Yeah, like when I do stuff like that, it just how when you click it to monetize it, it'll just be the red dollar sign. It'll be a red slash through it. They don't even give you an option. By the time the video upload, they email me. It'd be like you basically it's a copyright, but they would say that it's not a strike. It's not a
Right,
strike,
right.
but you can't get no revenue off of it. But I put Jones out like that for the streets. I don't be caring because I just be liking the energy on them Jones.
No, you got to do something to you know what I mean, get traction, bro. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? That's why 50 Cent back in the day recorded all those G Unit freestyles. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's why
Facts.
50 did all them G Unit freestyles and shit like that, man.
Facts. That's like my Kensington joints. I got Jones that hit. Appreciate it, Joseph. Appreciate it. I got Jones out Kensington that hits 60,000 and I ain't get a dollar off of it because I didn't put something on here and striked it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
You,
crazy, man.
it is, bro. Like, I mean, but it's all good though. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, dope stream tonight. Appreciate
Definitely as
everybody.
usual.
Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. We will see y'all on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Liz, you want to send us off, bro?
Man, y'all know how I carry it, man. Y'all already know what it is. This SB Twiz, man, the hood blogger. Tuned in with my brother, Mikey T, the movie star, man, the one and only. Report Card Radio, La Familia. Y'all know how we carry it. We standing tall. We don't got the other two-headed horsemen here today, but shout out to Bonds. Shout out to Rosewood. Man, we love y'all too. Much love and respect. Make sure y'all catch the next live. Everything. You know what I'm saying? We be back on tomorrow. We're gonna do a reaction to Notorious Skinny Me, Biggie with the weight off. You know what I'm saying? This is and just to say this, like the interview is real exclusive, y'all. Like real exclusive. Mikey T takes it back to the background of Skinny Me, before OBH and Skinny Me touch up on things. Y'all gonna see tomorrow. I'm not gonna drop all the gems, but he said things that I didn't even know about him. So make sure y'all are tuned in tomorrow. Please tune in, man.
Yeah, and
Report Card Radio.
I really want to hear your genuine reaction to a lot of that. And I want you to carve into it a little bit as well, Twiz. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Explain and getting a little bit more into it as well, being that you're from Philly and shit. But tune
Facts.
in with us tomorrow night. We'll be on here. Of course, we'll be on after $1 million worth of game. We always respect to, the one of the most major platforms as well. When you were talking about what's going on with Philly, I just wanted to add in that as well. Like
Absolutely.
you guys got the most major platform out there, man. It's, just as big as the Breakfast Club right there in Philly, bro.
Facts, man. Salute to Gil and Wallow, man. They came a very long way. You know what I mean? And
Wallow's
you
on Conway's album.
real rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? And as time go on, things are gonna get, even better for him. But y'all know how we carry it, man. It's only one way from here, y'all, and that's up.
All right, man. See you tomorrow night, y'all.